Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault.
I'm trying to have
and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
Got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughened him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their court.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the case. Dahil mihi Anglican po rin, pero for Trump's sake.
Is that correct?
Oh, for Trump's sake.
Well, I messed that one up. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. Running a little late today. We had a busy day last night. Wow, we had a lot of things going on. I had forgotten. It's funny I say I forgot because I had just barely scheduled, but I told a friend I was going to help them with their printer. The friend lives like 25 miles away, and so they called me like, you are coming tonight, right? Yes, I'm on my way right now. So I ran out there, took my daughter with, and was able to fix IT, because that's what I do. I'm an IT guy. There's my glasses. Now I feel better. Anyway, we were in a printer jam, and they'd got a new printer. They switched from, this is like too much detail, but they had switched from toner to ink, because they didn't like toner. Same brand, almost the identical printer, just went from a black printer to a white printer, and it went to ink instead of a toner. And so they had the old one. I'm like, what are you doing with the old one? And they're like, oh, we're throwing it away. Do you want it? And I said, honestly, because I know them, they're not tech people. I said, honestly, it probably works. I can probably fix it pretty easily, right? And they're like, we don't care. We're done. I'm sick of fighting with it. I'm like, all right. And so I took their old printer home, plugged it in, connected it to network, printed the first page, didn't print. Did a quick setting adjustment, printed the second one, printed okay. Did one little cleaning thing on the printer head. It's beautiful. It is good as new. So it took 3 pages to print. So now I have a new printer, a new old printer, full color copy or fax. Yes, it has a fax. That's how old it is. Are you a salvager of electronics? Yes, I am. Is Aaron here? Aaron, are you here? Sparrow 92. Do you happen to know if Aaron is here? Just curious if you are. It's my other paramour's birthday today. Okay, we're a teensy bit late. We're going to play catch up, and we'll be caught up on the first break. Let's see. All right, let's do a couple things, because oh my goodness, it is that time already, and I don't know how it crept up on us so quickly. But we do have birthdays today to celebrate before we go to court, which is like already started just a minute ago. And before we
Mike, what day is it, Mike? Guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Hump day! Welcome to Wednesday. That was a good one. It wasn't like too much. It wasn't two thumbs up. Good. You can stick around for another week. We like you. You feeling better? No? Okay. I got 2 thumbs up, but he's still not feeling well. Josh, thank you very much. I'm going to add Aaron to this list because I happen to know that he may be watching. And Sparrow, I'm not sure. Sparrow 92, I'm not sure if you even know the Aaron I'm talking about, but I might have the wrong person. I'm sorry. All right. Alicia, Anna, and Aaron, we'll do 3 A's today. We're going to sing happy birthday. All of us are going to sing happy birthday. That's how it goes. No, you can't get out of it. So do this. Everyone stand up, take a deep breath, shoulders back, project your voice to the back of the room, blend your voice with your neighbor. Warm up with me, if you will. La 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 la. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alicia, Anna, and Aaron. But not this one. Happy birthday to you. There you go. Sparrow92. Sorry to drag you into that. If you did know Aaron, he's a great person. You'd absolutely love him. If you ever meet, you'll be like, oh, you're Aaron. You're the one I heard about. Happy birthday. To everyone who's celebrating today, happy birthday. Alicia, Anna, and Aaron. The 3 A's. I guess 4 A's because Aaron has 2. All of them have 2. Whoa. So I talk Alicia, Anna, and Aaron. Everybody has 2 A's in their name. Coincidence? I think not. Says Amy P. Happy birthday. I realize there are a million places you could be, a million people you could have celebrated with, but you chose to be here with us. The privilege, pleasure, the honor is ours. Hopefully we can turn some of that joy we feel back to you, make your day a little more special. Begin by helping yourself to free pancakes at Denny's, IHOP, Village Inn, Waffle House, McDonald's, Tammy Dunlap's House, Andy's Grill, Bob Evans, and Cracker Barrel. And all that, you missed the from Amy P. And the happy birthday people. Happy birthday, Alicia, Aaron, Anna, everyone else with 2 A's in their name who's probably also born today. Anna and Alicia. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Greener's other paramour. Hope we get more hard drive debates. I think we will, just to kick things off. We'll let the birthday song finish, then we're going to jump right to court. We'll catch up on the first break. We'll play at regular speed. We know that we're going to probably have an early out today, so not a big deal. But drum solo coming up.
Happy birthday. You look good.
KF7AIK, good morning. Or should I say Kilo Foxtrot 7 Alpha India Kilo. Wonderful having you here. Good morning. It's been a while. Good to see your name in chat. Good to see your call sign in chat. Welcome. Let's see. Only 1 A in my name. Must not be your birthday. It's two A birthdays today. All right, you guys ready for court and whatever spiciness may ensue? I think you are. Let's go ahead and do this. Why is...
Any issues for us to address before we get going?
Why did I just go black?
The first of which, we have
I'm back.
Witness named Tamara Marquez.
She's for Tamara.
Subpoenaed. Mr. Cormier and I spoke personally to her a few weeks ago, instructing her to show up to court. She refused. Since then, we've had several phone calls and text messages that were sent by my office that have been completely ignored. She's not
Happy
here.
birthday.
So
You look good.
I request an order to show cause. The subpoena was served on her by State Attorney Investigator Hamrick on August 27th of 2025. I have it here for the court to review.
It's always fun.
Do you have a prepared order?
Not yet, no.
We'll prepare.
I can get the court that, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Cormier has done them before, so he's familiar with the form, right? Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I would grant that, yeah.
Okay.
Extra people might be going to jail.
Next, the trial exhibit 183 that was discussed yesterday, that was decided, the state's no longer going to be moving that into evidence or attempting to use that as evidence based on the defense position. So my request is to simply have that marked as a court exhibit in order for it to be preserved for any future legal proceedings.
I'll grant that request to avoid any accidental
Exposure.
giving it to the jury during deliberations, which would be very, very problematic.
It would.
Yeah. So it's trial exhibit 183 and.
Right. And actually, if you want to take it back to the clerk's office on a break, just so it's not here for that purpose, to avoid any problem.
And that will be marked as court exhibit 1?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the final issue I wanted to raise, because I thought this might save some time before the jury comes in, is the procedure that we're going to use to elicit the testimony of FBI translator Norma Campos. She will testify this morning, and what we intend to do is to use Lieutenant Andy Belanca in effect as a demonstrative aid. He will read the transcribed translation in conjunction with Ms. Campos, and to read that to the jury.
Any objection to that procedure? Is it
lay that out again for us, Mr. Richards?
Is it because there are two speakers on the?
Yes.
Correct.
So she would testify, everything that you're about to hear is my expert opinion on what's being said, and it's going to be published to the jury in that form with two speakers, one being one and one being the other?
Yes.
As opposed to her saying, at this point, this person said this, and at this point, that person said that. That's what your plan is.
Yes, sir. And as an additional matter, we prepared, I think, about 18 redacted transcripts. We're going to ask those transcripts to be used by the jury, not admitted into evidence, but to be followed along by the jury.
To follow along demonstratively.
Yeah.
What's the defense position?
They don't like that.
Several things, Judge. One, I'm just going to contemporaneously, for the record, reiterate our objection under Martinez to the way that the state is introducing this evidence, and also make clear that I'm also raising an objection regarding authentication, both of the individuals speaking and who's speaking at which time, and that those are their voices. So I don't believe that the state has laid the appropriate predicate to authenticate who is in the truck and which voice is being heard. And then the third authentication issue is that the recording is actually an appropriate and true and correct copy of the conversation at the time. And I think that's discussed in Martinez, where the courts have found that the individual who's participating in the conversation at the time, i.e. in this case would be Eric Alvarado, has to come in to authenticate that the recording is a true and accurate copy of the conversation that it was had at the time. Or alternatively, an individual like in Martinez, who is law enforcement, who's contemporaneously listening to the audio recording as the recording is being made, that they can properly authenticate it. But we don't have that person in this case because no one was listening to the recording as it was being made. So again, it's our position that Eric Alvarado is necessary to lay the predicate for an appropriate authentication of the audio and video. One, that those are the individuals that are in the car, that each voice is correct, and that the recording itself, not the translation, but the recording of the words itself is actually correct.
He doesn't want to testify. Well, defense wants him.
So could you restate that very last point? I'm not sure I followed that last one.
Yes, sir. That the recording of the words themselves are actually correct. So, for example, that if an individual says the person is behind the Wendy's, that's actually what was said.
Was it the part before that source? What is your argument on that point? Like, who is necessary to do that? That's what I lost you.
Oh, yes, sir. Our argument under Martinez is that it could either be one of the speakers that is participating in the conversation. The only two speakers in this case are allegedly my client and allegedly, again, Eric Alvarado, so that the state would need to present Eric Alvarado to properly authenticate both the video and audio recording, that they are the two people in the video, that they are the two speakers in the video, that each voice is correctly attributed to each speaker, and that the words are the correct words that were said at the time. Martinez says that's the most preferred method, as an individual participating in the conversation. You can also do it where a person who is listening to the conversation as the recording is being made contemporaneously, that they can come in and authenticate it. Because in Martinez, there's law enforcement who's listening to the recording at the time. We do not have that individual in this case because no one is listening to the recording as it's being made.
Okay, so we have two, if I'm correct, we have two issues buried within the objection. The first one is as to authentication, and as to the, in relation to that, whether I would allow the translator to or the conduit person, Belanca, to say, I'm going to be playing this person, versus this is what's being said by the two people without identifying them. That's issue number one. And issue number two is whether someone hearing it live is necessary for this to be.
The garbage truck guy could do this authentication as well.
Well, it's already in evidence, though. I said the second one. So I'm not sure that that's timely at this point because it is in evidence already.
We did make the same objection yesterday under Martinez that it was not properly authenticated prior to it coming in. I'm just reiterating it contemporaneously before we do more with it. But we did make that same objection yesterday under Martinez.
What's the state's position as to the 2 points?
Well, first, the court is right. Both exhibits were admitted without objection during the trial. The whole reason that I forgot that I did not call 6 witnesses was because it was to avoid the authentication problem, which they agreed to yesterday, but now are objecting to today. What I would say is it is in evidence. It can be played.
Let me ask you this,
Sure.
because this might be important to me.
Sure.
I have not reviewed the contents of the statements. Are there any statements by the 2 people that on their face would indicate which one is which?
Yes. Yes.
Like, for example, what?
Well, I mean, there are statements where Soto-Escalera is talking and he refers to the passenger by name. He says Eric.
Okay. All right. Because otherwise it was a valid objection. There's no one's come in and say, I know the voice of Mr. Soto-Escalera, that's him. But within the item, if it's by its contents, if it authenticates that issue,
Prosecution does
that
not
would
want him.
suffice and overcome the problem, which otherwise would have sustained. They would just have to say one person saying this, one person saying that. But I would require the expert witness to say, I identified one voice as Mr. Soto-Escalera because of that. So that's understood. And so I'll overrule that objection. What about the second part? Is it the same state position as to the second part?
What is the second part again?
Whether Eric Alvarado is necessary to identify and authenticate the contents of it.
He's not required because authentication can be done throughout by the context of the conversation. There's a case called State versus Love that you routinely relied on, in which we do that. I would also say, given the evidence that we have here, the court has heard from Adolfo Cavelli, who clearly laid out the camera system and the audio system of the truck, the fact that the microphone is located close to the driver, which, as Ms. Campos will explain, Soto-Escalera's voice is heard much more clearly because he was the driver. And Mr. Cavelli knows both of them, and he will come in at a later point during the trial. If you recall, I said that he was subject to recall. He's going to come in at a later point in the trial. We're going to play him both the audio and the video, and he's going to be able to personally identify both Cavelli as well as both Alvarado as well as Soto-Escalera. In addition to that, Detective Chris Newman can also do that because he has personally interviewed both participants, and he will also identify both participants in both of the states.
All right. As to that's the second point, whether Eric Alvarado is necessary. To my mind, the best way of analyzing that logically is let's put aside the reality of who Mr. Alvarado is and where he is and what's going on with him now, which is kind of a red herring. But if you imagine a scenario where he was hit by a bus and he's no longer with us, he's dead.
Judge, that's terrible.
I can't imagine that would preclude the admission of this evidence in this case, so long as it can be authenticated circumstantially or otherwise, that this is the defendant's garbage truck. He's talking with Mr. Alvarado, and it's relevant to the case. So that's compelling to me, that reality. So I'll overrule that objection. And I'll allow you to do it. I do want to make sure that it's clear that, and I think the state's going to do that, that this is coming in.
I think it was hit by a garbage truck.
Through a certified expert interpreter, and that you just don't jump into the whole, here's what's being said. So I'm quite sure you're going to lay the foundation for that.
Yeah.
Foundation's going to be made as far as this is expert testimony, as far as what's being said.
Mm-hmm. And one last issue when we finish this up.
Yeah.
I did speak. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We weren't done on that. Again, under Martinez, we object still, just again contemporaneously, that this transcript is in this recording is going to become a focus of the trial. So we object to it coming in under Martinez.
On that point, maybe the dangling Chad there that it indirectly addresses the use of the transcript demonstratively separate. Because everything it said was really separate from using the transcript demonstratively. In the case law
from Broward County,
the case law with regard to that, does it address this issue particularly? That is, in this case, the procedure we're utilizing, that I'm giving my blessing to, is expert comes in for the state, and they're qualified, and they're going to testify. This is what's being said. Purely the issue of using the transcript the state intends to is seeking to hand the transcript, each copy, for a juror to follow along with?
Yes, sir. A redacted copy.
On that particular point, did the case law that you're relying on either side address that particular procedural aspect of this? Or is it simply admitting the transcript, as evidence?
As far as relying on it as a demonstrative agent?
Right.
I believe Martinez discusses relying on a transcript, and then it talks about it should not become the focus of the trial. And again, that's my argument on top of all the other arguments we've already made, flowing from Martinez, that this transcript will become a focus of the trial. And my secondary objection to that is it still invades the province of the jury. It's up to the jury to determine, number one, what is being said, which is further complicated in this case because it's not in English, but two, who the speakers are. So I understand the court's ruling. However, if
let me just clarify my question, because I think it's come clear as you're speaking. In some situations, you have we're
going to be here all morning.
Video, audio, and then we have this transcript coming into court on its own, magically appearing, can become a improper focus of the trial. Versus here, we have a live expert testifying, and the transcript is just an aid to follow along with the testimony of the person. And I guess that was my question. Does the case law distinguishing between those two situations? Because it could be, I don't know, kind of assuming that the situation that you're referring to, the case law dealing with that, is the former. Rather, they're just witnesses testifying, like a detective, the interviews in Spanish, and here comes this transcript that the court has somehow blessed without doing the more, which what we're doing in this case, to have the actual people come in and say, I'm the translator, this is what's being said, they're subject to cross-examination.
I would like to add one wrinkle. We're focusing on the word transcript, and that's correct. That's what the Martinez case has a whole section devoted to. But the principle of the ruling, underlying the ruling, is that the jury's job is not to be examining and focusing on a transcript, or I would say a translation. Their job is to focus on the recording, the statement itself. A translation or a transcript is just a way to help them understand it, and in fact their job is to determine whether the translation or the transcript is accurate. With the procedure that we're going to be adopting here, I'm not sure if they're going to be seeing any of the video or the recordings, just brief snippets of it. It will be in evidence, but its existence and its importance is minimized. They're going to have a play action with two people playing out the transcript here, the translation here. Don't focus on
Pantomime
the
too.
word transcript. Focus on the word translation. The translation and not the recording. The recording is the evidence. That's what they're supposed to be considering and weighing and determining whether the translation is accurate. The recording we are pushing to the side, and we are bringing to the fore the translation/transcript of this most important part, and the Martinez court stresses this too. We have to be especially careful if what we're dealing with is something that purports to be the incriminating statements of the defendant. I don't see how this can be determined as not being the focus, an improper focus, the translation/transcript, as opposed to the recording itself.
Selena, this is awesome. We're so excited for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Martinez, I think the source of confusion here is the Martinez case. And to be clear, defense counsel is citing 761 Southern 2nd 1074 Supreme Court case from 2000. That case dealt with transcripts and a translation that was that where the accuracy was in dispute. That's not the case here. According to what they said yesterday, the accuracy is not in dispute, and that's of paramount importance, because what you're going to have to read before we do our testimony is jury instruction 2.10. So if they're not disputing
in that case, though, that Martinez, were there expert witnesses testifying as far as the interpretation of the item in evidence? Because I can tell you on the other side of the issue, there's a case from the 3rd DCA from 1985. I don't know the name of it. It's 469 Southern 2nd 924, where no interpreter was provided. The jurors in Miami, half of them spoke English, half of them spoke Spanish. Reversible error not to have an expert come in and just leave that to the jury. So that doesn't seem correct to me to do either. But I'm just I'm really just focused on the issue of, in Martinez, is that this issue where we have an FBI, I haven't heard the credentials yet, but I did hear FBI interpreter coming in and saying, I listened to this, this is what's being said, and the only issue for me is it somehow improper emphasis on their testimony to use a demonstrative aid of allowing the jury to follow along in writing. Quite frankly, I'm inclined to have a hard time thinking of why it would be.
I'm at negative 5 dB. This is
although,
a good
on the
level.
other hand, I'm not sure that's really necessary either, because if you're going to have live people say that, and that the transcript is not just going to be handed to them and then handed back, but I'm not sure the utility of that outweighs some legal concern, if there is a legal concern. But that's why I asked the question of, in Martinez, was there a testifying witness like we have here, or was it just the scenario that I've seen where the defense objected, we object to that transcript, and the judge probably said, no, I'm finding that it's accurate, which I've told you I'm loath to do, because then I'm blessing the actual evidence as being authentic. I'm giving my stamp of approval to do that, which I've said repeatedly I think is problematic, and may be buried within the Martinez case as far as what's problem.
And that's an excellent question. So
they're quiet.
And that leads to my other objection regarding the
It is
transcript.
meaning that's what the judge was doing.
Yes, sir, and they discuss it at length.
Which I'm not doing here.
Right.
This person could be, this translator could be not being accurate,
Right.
subject to cross-examination. I'm not doing that.
Right, and I want to be very clear. We did object to the authentication of this translation,
but it was
and
overruled.
to the specifying of which speaker was which and who was saying what and what they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
We objected to all of that. Mm-hmm. We did not concede any of that, and in fact, we had an almost half an hour long argument about Martinez and authentication yesterday. We never agreed to any of that. What we agreed to, just so it's very clear for the record, is the provenance of the evidence. So the chain of custody, as it were, of the evidence. That Donna Carmichael, and I even discussed this and said this is how I would do it, and in fact that's how the state ended up doing it. Donna Carmichael gets the SD card from Waste Pro. Donna Carmichael then sends it off to FBI. They stitch it together. They then send it to a translator. The translator translates it and transcribes it. We don't disagree that that chain of custody happened, but we do disagree that it's not properly authenticated. And Martinez says...
Although on that point, Mr. Richardson said, it's already been admitted, but it's going to be tied up by Mr. What was it?
Adolfo Cavelli.
Cavelli, Mr. Cavelli.
And also Detective Newman.
And the detective as well.
Yeah.
Understood,
I'm familiar
Judge,
with
but
his voice. That's the person.
I just want to be clear, we did not concede to any of that. And so, specifically to your question, Judge, Martinez says on page 11, the first main paragraph, and it discusses a case in Harris, which is 619 Southern 2nd, out of the first DCA. And I apologize, they must have discussed it earlier to get the full site. But they discuss Harris at length. And what they say is, as discussed by the first DCA in Harris, if the authenticating witness neither participated in nor overheard the recorded conversation as it was taking place, the authenticating witness would be in no better position than the jury to determine the contents of the tape recording. They further go on to quote Harris and say, it was error for the trial court to allow the transcript to be used by the jury where the transcript was prepared by a person who did not witness the events recited in the transcript, which is the exact case that we have here. The translator, who then, they make a transcript based on the translation, did not participate in the conversation and did not overhear it at the time contemporaneously that it was being made.
Which case? That's the Marshall case?
That's in Martinez.
Martinez.
Yes, sir.
What's the citation there?
For the Martinez?
Yes.
It is 761 Southern 2nd, 1074, and the head note, or the reference would be at 1087. So
let me look at the case just to be
yes, sir.
sure I can distinguish it from what I'm doing here.
Yes, sir. Do you need a copy of it?
No, I've got it right here on the computer. I'm looking at it right now.
In case we're going to give the judge just a minute to do some light reading. Because the defense, that last argument they made,
Martinez in large portion grapples with the use of a transcript. Our case is further complicated than Martinez because ours has a language difference. But I think it's best to just address it as if it were in English in all fours with Martinez, and then wrestle with the complication of language subsequently.
They're doing everything they can to keep this out. It's very damning.
In response, essentially, if I'm hearing them correctly, they're arguing essentially that you have to have a witness present to translate that conversation, which of course is not the law. What I would cite first to in Martinez at section 1080 or page 1083 and 1084
that's the same case.
Martinez says the fourth DCA has explained the general law that the jury may view an accurate transcript of an admitted tape recording as an aid in understanding, so long as the unadmitted transcript does not go back to the jury or become a focal point. In this case, I still don't think there's any question that these transcripts are accurate. The defense have had it transcribed, and it's almost identical to what we have prepared. I would also cite to the court Fernandez versus State, 21 Southern 2nd, 1055, which is a 2009 4th DCA case that says that when the state retains a witness to authenticate translated Spanish recordings, there's no reversible error present in that circumstance.
Let me review the Martinez case here.
It says, stop talking while I read. Oh, man. Just a side note, I sold our vacuum cleaner. It was gathering dust. No, I'm just kidding. Dad jokes. If you want more dad jokes, come to the podcast tomorrow. I'm sure there will be more. Stay in your lane. Sorry. This is Greeners. Sorry, stay in your lane. It was gathering dust. You get it? It was gathering dust. All right. Did it not suck? Oh, it sucked. Just a joke, guys. Just a joke. Explain hanging chad. Okay, hanging chad. This dates back to a political election where in Florida there was a very close result, and they went back to recount the ballots by hand. And
I do believe, my reading of Martinez, I do believe it's a very important, the distinction between that scenario and this scenario is here. We have an expert on the stand testifying as to his or her opinion about what is being said. Whereas in Martinez, if I'm reading it correctly, it looks like it was before the trial, the state put on evidence, the judge gave the transcript a blessing, then they played the otherwise admissible video or audio, and then gave the jury the transcript to follow along to. And that, I do see as problematic, because there's no witness on the stand saying, this is really what it is, subject to cross-examination. But let me continue to read through the rest of the language here. In my first reading of state's use of transcript, I'm not sure which page this is on in Martinez, the first few paragraphs give me the impression that that's what happened. Detectives, corporal, assistant state attorney listened to the surveillance and verified the accuracy of the transcript, and I don't see any mention of an expert being on the stand testifying as far as this is, I'm an expert and these are the words being spoken, this is what it means in English.
Judge, it might save you some time if you flip to footnote 5. Footnote 5 says, quote, "We do not address the situation where an expert witness, professionally skilled in understanding inaudible and indistinguishable tape recordings, testifies that the transcript is an accurate rendition of the tape recording." It then cites to Henry versus State, which directly addresses that situation as well. So I think that's the significant distinction that carries the day.
It carries the day.
But again, that goes to, just to follow up, that goes to inaudible or things that you can't understand. And again, they put that witness on, the FBI agent, to say that he did all the audio tweaking to the recording to make it
different
such
than
that
twerking.
You could understand the words better. And I didn't object to that expert. That's what footnote 5 is talking about. It's not talking about a person who is a translator who says, again, if it were in English, there is no witness who could come up and say this is what the tape says, because it invades the province of the jury. It's up to the jury to decide.
But it's Spanish.
Our extra wrinkle is that ours is not in English, it's in Spanish. And our entire jury is not Spanish speaking. Some of them are, but many of them are not. So again, that's why I think Martinez stands for the proposition that it does, which is that, again, it has to be a person who is involved in the conversation, because if not, and putting it in an English context only, it's invading the province of the jury for a person to come in and say, this is what this tape says.
So I'm going to overrule objection. So long as, and allow the state to use the transcript to assist the jury in understanding the testimony of the witnesses, just for demonstrative purposes, but to be absolutely sure that an overlap between the testimony and the transcript. You follow me? There should be nothing on the transcript viewable that's not testified to by the witness. Yes, that's an improper focus. On the other hand, and this is totally aside from the objection, on the other hand, my concern is this. As I mentioned yesterday, if you have the witness testify in this form and you go slowly and take as much time as you want, the jurors can take notes, and I anticipate that they will. If we give them the transcript, they may be disinclined to take notes. They may be thinking this transcript is going to go back to the jury room with them, which it's not.
Tell them it's not.
Yeah.
So
we're going to ask for the instruction that talks about use of a transcript that tells them that it's not going back before we give them the transcript, and that they're not supposed to rely on this. It's just an aid. And I think it's 2.6.
Okay, we could do that. I'm just wondering if it's not better if the jurors are listening and taking notes as opposed to following along with the transcript. Especially, you're doing this piecemeal. You're not going to be. It's not going to be coming at them at 100 miles an hour. They'll be able to do that. They'll be able to take notes.
Yeah.
All right. So,
kind of, we'd still like for it to be in simply because some people are visual learners.
The only other issue was the defense wants the first 2 pages off of the transcript. Let me give a copy to Your Honor so you can see what we're working with. And then, Dawn, if you want.
And Judge, the reason why, just so I can articulate for the record, I want the first 2 pages off. It says audio verbatim translation. Again, that's improper bolstering invades the province of the jury. It's
Your Honor, we have no objection to moving the first 2 pages.
Okay.
We'll take the first 2 pages off.
First 2 pages are in English.
Is this a copy I can use as well?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Follow along. First 2 pages are gone.
Yes, there was a picture in the background on the screen. It looks like this. It's a deer. It's a buck. It's not the clearest image right there, but you can see it is a deer on the screensaver there.
Hold on 1 second, though. I have a further thought.
Oh no, more thoughts from the judge. And now, deep thoughts.
I want to clarify something I said before. An abundance of caution. I'm going to let this happen, but I do not think that the witness should be able to testify to this speaker is that person, because that does invade the province of the jury. Your other witnesses can do that, but as far as this is concerned, the interpreter would just say,
the transcript
there
says
are 2 people speaking,
Soto.
These are the words being spoken. You follow me?
Well, I guess the issue would be how is the jury going to know who's who?
Well, that's your problem. That's not my problem. That's your problem.
Like a you problem.
That's, you're saying you're going to call the other witnesses after, so it kind of creates that problem to do that. But it is a problem because they weren't, they can't, that's like saying their opinion about that issue, and that issue is for the jury.
Can you point out that one person calls the other guy Eric?
I think that, but I think that the way that can be clarified is for the translator to testify. The person whose voice is most audible said this.
Exactly.
The person whose
Without
voice
them saying
less
this is the
audible
defendant.
Yeah.
Because that was part of the objection.
Can we have
Right.
a moment to go talk to the witnesses too, to let them know?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And there's going to be a problem with the transcript because I know you've got it labeled.
One more brief issue.
Sure.
You asked.
Do I understand correctly, just for my purposes, I'm under the impression, you don't have the other witness, that witness is testifying in Broward, right?
That's exactly what I was about to
Okay.
say. Yeah.
So then, and
We're going to have to do the same thing tomorrow.
that was going to be my question. We're doing this part today, which gives us even more time to be meticulous about it, which we're going to need to do anyway. And it is that important, as we've said many times. It's a key piece of the case.
Yeah, and I did make contact with Rose Rosario. I wasn't able to make contact with the prosecutor. She's in the middle of a homicide trial.
So today is, which item is it? Was it 169, 170? Is that what the numbers were? I can't remember.
I think it's 170.
Today is 170. The other dates. These
Correct.
are the other dates.
Yeah, multi-day. Yes, sir.
Through Norma Campos is your witness today.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, it's 170.
Okay.
All right.
One more objection to the transcript.
Oh, nice.
Regarding the redactions.
It has
the way that
names.
the state redacted it, they put it in like black bars instead of just whiting it out, or putting like a white box over it so that
No.
it doesn't look like it's significantly redacted. There are portions of it. May I borrow one of those real quick? Okay. I don't have your redacted one printed out. No, I don't. Oh, I gave it back to you. Sorry, that's your copy? Okay, sorry, I gave it back to you. I thought that
Fighting.
was your copy. There is one portion of it where a large paragraph is blocked out. It is on page, I'm going to use the discovery number.
2521.
That's correct, Judge.
Just happened to come upon that.
That's exactly correct. So there is a large portion of that paragraph that's blacked out. I don't want the jury to have some impermissible inference that it's something negative, because also, and okay, the secondary
is.
objection I have is to this transcript now, based on Your Honor's ruling about the witnesses testifying who the
outside.
speaker is, that just this speaker is closer to the microphone. the way that the transcript is made, it has
names,
my client's initials and Eric's initials.
Right.
So based on Your Honor's previous ruling, there's another objection to the transcript.
With regard to the parts that are blacked out, if you were to listen to the
recording
audio pursuant to my other ruling, what we would have done is, like on that page, it would say, "Oh yes, relax, relax, dude." Then we would stop it.
What are we listening to?
And go to, you follow what I'm saying?
I do, Judge. It's just,
Yeah.
in the stopping, it doesn't show them, again, how long of a portion we cut out. And
Right.
so it's different when you visualize it as
Okay.
a black,
We cut out parts
paragraph
that were not
blacked
relevant,
out.
not
Instead of
admissible.
just, it would have been probably more prudent
Yeah.
to do it with the white bars so that you wouldn't see the amount of language that we redacted. They're just going to
No.
say to themselves,
What's
"Oh,
the-
what's in there, and why
Yeah.
aren't they showing it to
Well,
me?"
maybe the bigger problem too is pursuant to my ruling there too, you have EA and JS, which is Eric Alvarado and Jose Soto-Escalera throughout, which does conflict with the ruling previously at this point in time.
So we have to reprint all
What's
the
the state's
transcripts.
position there?
How are they going to know which line they're supposed to read?
I'm not sure. Give me a minute.
Sure.
You have to replace them with 1 and 2. 1 and 2. That's it. Because you've got people role-playing, holding a script that now they can no longer see which line is theirs. So unless you just have all the names just zeroed off and highlight every speaker number 1 and then highlight all the speaker number 2s on the other copy, I don't know how you're going to do this. The judge is covering his butt. I don't think it's him being indecisive. It's that he's looking at that Martinez case, and it hits pretty close to this one. And he doesn't want
it's not uncommon
this to be overturned.
Transcripts. They've had these transcripts for months, and we only got the redaction request last week. We provided a redacted copy yesterday, and this information and evidence will come out after the translator has testified.
Is this is the longer one than the other one, right?
It is. The next one is 15 pages.
So,
And the,
pursuant to my previous ruling, Ms. Minton, maintaining your previous objections but realizing that I'm allowing the witness to testify, to translate, your objection is to using
Judge is reversing himself.
the
This is rare.
transcript as a demonstrative aid because it conflicts with my procedure as far as they're not allowed to say that's Eric Alvarado or Jose Soto-Escalera, and the existence of the blacked out portions is prejudicial in that it highlights something is being said
They're getting no transcripts.
that is not being translated.
That's correct, Judge. Both of those are
It's
completely
either no
accurate.
transcripts or he has to
Given
reverse
the
himself.
significance of this piece of evidence at the trial at this time, I am inclined to grant that request, not use the transcript with the jury. The witnesses can use the transcript to assist them. They probably need to do that.
Wow.
But then the jury would be able to take notes and go at your own pace to do that. But I think that balancing that out, it is problematic, particularly because otherwise we would have to you'd have to amend each and every one of them to black out or to white out the JS, ES entries. The first page does start off saying, identifying who they are as well too. So that's where I am with that.
All right.
Okay.
And finally,
Send me your
as I
cash
was saying
app.
a few minutes ago, Rose Rosario is tied up in that homicide trial. It doesn't look like she's going to be able to make it up here in time today.
That's fine.
If
We
that's
will
okay.
just
Yeah.
there again. It gives us more time to be meticulous about this. This is a key piece of evidence in the case. I say that just because that was the highlight of the state's opening statement, and it's just obviously it's a critical piece of evidence. So you can do that. I don't think the jury's going to seem to be frustrated at the pace of the evidence going that way. And frankly, the use of the transcript in that regard, I'm really not, in my balancing it out, I'm not sure it's that helpful to them. Anyway, it's a balancing process. So given that, are we going right into that testimony with the witness?
One witness prior to that.
Okay. All
As
right.
they
Are you all
say,
ready
death
for the
is
jury
different.
otherwise?
If we could just have a few minutes just to explain the lay of the land.
Sure, absolutely, yes. Go ahead and do that. We'll take a break.
Okay, thank you.
You
You're
take
welcome.
the break.
I'll actually
I'm going to skip
let's
ahead.
make it a bathroom break, since I've had a lot of coffee this morning.
All right, bathroom break it is as they go out to explain to the witnesses. We're going to fast forward, skip ahead because we're just a couple minutes behind. And so let's see. Zipping forward just a wee bit. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right, now we're caught up almost entirely. Death is different. Judge has to be very cautious on death penalty cases. Does not want to be reversed. There is some case law that calls into question the procedure he was going to, the route he was going to go with this translation. I think he made the right call as an abundance of caution. It did look like a win for the defense, but in the end, it really doesn't change things. I mean, it takes the transcript out of the jury's hands. What's that going to do? It's going to make it so the people who do speak Spanish don't be like, oh, he made a mistake there, or she made a mistake there translating. That's all they're going to have, if they even get to hear the original in full, which I think they can. But at the end of the day, if they had done these witnesses in a different order, if they'd called the other witnesses to authenticate the voices and to say who was saying what, which I think they could do without calling Eric, they would have been able to just say, I'm Soto and I'm Eric, and just act it out in pantomime in full costume in the court and not had a problem. But because of the order they went in, I think, yeah, this is it. All right. When you're playing a video in English and provide an English transcript, it is an aid to the jury and bolsters the testimony. But it's up to the jury to decide the actual words. This is different.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. As you know, at this point, I do want to remind you as we go forward, remember the most important aspect of a fair trial is that the jury decide the case only on the evidence presented in court and on nothing else. So please remember, don't talk to anyone, including your fellow jurors. Don't do any research about the case, the people involved in the case, or the issues involved in the case. By any means whatsoever, avoid all media coverage of the case. And with that, we continue on with the trial this morning, and the state may call its next witness.
Yes, so Pickles, State of Florida, call Catherine Scott.
Catherine Scott, first witness up. A short witness before we go into the first of two translation testimony, which really should put a bow on this for the state. This is the last and the most compelling evidence that the jury will hear that will point the finger of blame right at our defendant there, who was busy writing something. If they do this right, this can be very, very convincing. And if they do it wrong, it can look really, really shady. I'm hesitant to say they're going to do it right and nail it, just because of the awkwardness of how we got to this point thus far, with all the hard drive fighting, with all the transcript fighting, and the witnesses, and how it went down, and whose copy was whose, and who. I'm nervous. I'm nervous a little bit, but we're hopeful that this comes in a fashion that's at least understandable. I like that shirt. It's probably not good for the camera. Oh, it's not. It does the zebra crossing things.
You're about to be able to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes.
You go ahead over the witness.
The camera does little mind tricks with your eyes.
Hey, morning.
Lines.
Can you state your name for the record and spell your last name, please?
Catherine Scott, S-C-O-T-T.
Okay. And did you live at 2086 Southwest Larchmont Lane on August 23rd, of 2018?
Yes.
Okay. And was your home outfitted with a surveillance system?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of surveillance system was that?
EasyViz?
Okay. And did it record video?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have cameras located on your house?
Yes.
What positions were they located?
2 up front, 2 in the back. They were pointed towards the side of the house, the driveway, and then backyard.
Okay. Did that surveillance system, did it record footage?
Yes.
Okay. And was there any way for you to either edit or tamper with that footage?
No.
Okay. At some point in later August of 2018, did you provide that footage to a police officer from the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
Okay. I want to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 165.
It's got to be the garbage
Do you
truck.
recognize that?
Yes.
What is that?
The flash drive of the video.
Okay. And are those your initials on there?
Yes.
Did you watch this video?
Yes.
Okay. Is this video a fair and accurate recording of the events from your home on August 23rd of 2018
Yes.
at about 8:25 in the evening?
Yep.
Okay. Your Honor, the state moves into evidence exhibit number 165.
This is going to be his truck with her in
That
it.
item will come into evidence without objection.
I'm sorry, it's the exhibit is 165. Did I get
165?
Did I get that right? Okay. We'll go ahead and publish.
You may publish 165.
They don't cross-examine the readers. The defense had their own translation done, and it's virtually identical. They're not disputing the translation. They're just trying to keep it out from getting to that point. Either picking the victim up or driving by or something. We're going to see a silver truck or a gray truck here in just a minute. See a Stanley mug. Green one even.
Is this a copy of your recording from their Spanish video?
Yes.
Okay, the time set actually is 8:26, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. We'll go with that.
See headlights from a vehicle. If there's a raccoon in this, I'm just calling bingo right now. We're just watching. Oh, here comes the vehicle. Lights, you can see the shadows on the truck from the trees as it comes by. It's out on the street now. Getting closer. As the shadows go faster, it's passing. Zoom. There it goes. Oh. Seriously? It's the far top right corner. We have to.
Okay. All right. That's all the questions I have, Ms. Cobb. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any questions from the defense?
That was it.
May this witness be released from her subpoena? Before you go, Ms. Scott, is she released from her subpoena?
Yes, sir.
Any objection to releasing her?
No objection.
You are released from your subpoena, Ms. Scott. You're free to leave. Thank you.
She's like, I have no idea
And
why
the
you guys
state's
called me.
next witness or item of evidence.
State recalls Detective Chris Newman.
I did upgrade. The jury's still out on this. I haven't enabled a lot of the AI features yet. You tell it's a truck, you might be able to tell with enhancements it's his truck, but his truck isn't very distinctive. It seems pretty stock from what I could see. There might be a dent on the back bumper that with the right reflection might, be similar to what's in the truck. Probably between that and the cell phone tower pings that night, you might be able to put those two together and get something out of this. Jury is in. Yes, we're getting the next witness here. I think he was trolling us, and we were going to see like a raccoon in a garbage can, but nope, it turned out to be a truck. Ooh, he's wearing his lapel pin on his tie.
I swear or affirm that evidence you're about to be able to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I swear.
Thank you.
Would make it a tie pin.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Go ahead and state your name for the record. Spell your last name, please.
Christopher Newman, and the last name spelled Newman.
Okay. And quick question: where do you know the address that the victim lived at on August 23rd of 2018, based on your investigation that you conducted in this case?
It was 2014
I'm
Southwest.
excited too.
I hope I pronounce it right. Larchmont.
Larchmont Lane?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what is the distance from that residence to the residence located at 2086 Southwest Larchmont Lane?
Objection, judgment, reproach.
Sure.
Okay, we got a quick objection on approach on this one, as we're. It probably has relevance to the video we just watched. Changes that YouTube has coming, I think, are going to make it possible to live stream in two formats simultaneously, vertical and traditional like we do, which opens up a whole new audience. There's a lot of people who watch vertical video. Typically, they watch for less time than somebody who's watch like this.
What is the distance between the victim's residence located at 2014 Southwest Larchmont Lane and the surveillance video's residence at 2086 Southwest Larchmont Lane?
According to the Google Maps measuring tool that we used, it was 470 feet.
Okay. How many houses down?
There were four houses between.
4 houses in between those residences?
Yes, sir. Okay. That was from driveway to driveway.
Thank you. That's all the questions I have.
No cross.
May Detective Newman be released at this time, or you wish him to stay under subpoena?
We wish him to stay. Thank you.
You may step down. You do remain under subpoena for trial purposes. And the state's next witness or item of evidence.
Yes, sir. The state calls Norma Campos.
Norma Campos. Here we go.
It will be utilizing Andrew Belanca.
And utilizing Andrew Belanca. How would you like to be an exhibit in a trial? It's like being like a hand model. He comes in, he's like, I feel like you're just using me. Yep, we are. This is the live action role play you're about to watch. I'm sorry I didn't get to pin this message because it went so fast. Thank you, Josh, for that. But that last witness was Christopher Newman, the lead detective. We'll see him again, most likely. I was entered as an exhibit. Yes, I was. I think he got a screenshot mid-hump day yell is what it was. I'm like, that's the screenshot that's entered into court for me in the Melody Ferris trial. I think in L.A. The union is so strong that you can't just use anybody to read a script. As soon as a script is involved, the union steps in and says, we have to have a part of that. And you have to hire somebody from the Screen Actors Guild or something. Have you ever been a witness in a trial? Yes, I was a terrible one. As a teenager.
Do you swear or affirm that evidence you have
Traffic
to
accident.
the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Go ahead over that way to witness.
She's got her water. I demand costumes. I think that's what's in her bag. The wigs go on. The goatee.
Morning.
Morning.
Can you state your name for the record and spell your last name, please?
My name is Norma Campos. Last name Campos.
Okay. And Ms. Campos, what do you do for a living?
My job is titled Language Specialist for the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Okay.
Wish we could see you.
And how long have you worked for the FBI?
I have done that job for the FBI for 15 years.
Okay. And I want you to go ahead and discuss and tell the jury your education, your training, and your experience. Can you do that, please?
Yes. I have a Bachelor's of Arts in journalism with an emphasis in public relations and a minor in Spanish. And in order to do my job, I took a battery of tests in Spanish and English, because that is the language that I work for the FBI. And after passing that battery of tests, I was able to join the FBI as a contractor. In addition to that, we also undergo yearly audograms or hearing tests to make sure that we can do our job competently.
A little louder in this
Okay.
here.
So let's get into a little bit more specific detail, if you don't mind. And I want to kind of zoom out, and we'll talk about your familiarity with the Spanish language.
We don't have a good shot of this
First,
witness.
where are you from?
I am from McAllen, Texas.
Okay. And did you grow up in a home where your parents and family spoke Spanish?
Yes, both of my parents spoke Spanish only, and to this day, that's the only language that my mother speaks.
Okay. And you obviously speak English?
Yes.
Okay. And how long have you spoken Spanish for?
As long as I've been able to speak, which is, I don't
All
know
my
when
life.
my first word was, but I would say around 50 years.
Yeah, all your life?
Yes.
Okay. And how often do you speak Spanish?
On a daily basis. I
Okay.
speak Spanish to my sisters when I call them my daughter. I speak to her in Spanish. It's part of my daily life.
Okay. Do you have relatives that you communicate with who only speak Spanish?
Yes, my mother still only speaks Spanish. My aunts, some of my husband's family only speak Spanish.
Okay. And you said that you did some contracting work with the FBI?
Yes, that's how I was able to join the FBI, first as a contractor. That is their normal, chain to get into working as a translator and interpreter.
Okay. And specifically, what did you do? Tell the jury the type of contracting work that you did.
When you join the FBI as a language specialist, you help special agents to do interpreting, whether it's through interviews, interrogations, out in the fields when they go and do raids. We also translate documents, body cam footage, videos, audios, anything that agents that can't understand Spanish, we translate for them.
Okay. And how long did you say you did your contracting work?
For 11 years, and then I joined the FBI on a full-time basis in 2020.
Okay. So you did 11 years of contracting work. How many hours per week did you do? Were you translating Spanish to English? Your best approximation.
At that time, approximately 30 hours a week, because I had just had my baby, so I had the flexibility as an independent contractor to set my own hours, and depending on the amount of work that the FBI had, I would go in and do work. So about 30 hours a week.
Okay, and all of your translation during that period of time involved criminal investigations?
Criminal investigations, public corruption, healthcare fraud, all of the crimes that the FBI investigates.
Sure. And eventually, I think you said that you got on with the FBI?
Yes.
So go ahead and describe that process, the hiring process and all of that.
Yes. When you apply to become a contractor, an independent contractor for the FBI, in particular a language specialist or a translator and interpreter, you have to undergo a series of tests, a battery of tests. The first is a listening portion. You have to listen to several variations of the Spanish language to make sure that you understand them. That was too long ago. I can't remember the specifics exactly, but it was a listening exam. Then the FBI schedules you for the next portion of it, which is the speaking. So the speaking portion of the battery of tests involves two people on the phone with you, and they lead the conversation. They have a rubric that they follow. And according to how the conversation goes and the vocabulary that you're using and how you're able to keep up with the conversation, they rate that and then they give you a score. And after completing that portion, the FBI calls you back later. There's not a specific amount of time between these tests. They call you back later to do the written portion. The written portion is usually 4 paragraphs that the level of difficulty to translate increases as you go through these paragraphs. So you go in and you take the first portion, which is, in my case, Spanish to English. You get a Spanish paragraph, and then you translate it. You go on to the second one, the third one, and if you can do the fourth one, great, you do the fourth one. Then you do it the other way, and you do the same thing, the first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph. And then they rate you according to their rating scales.
Okay, and you were able to pass these exams?
I was able to pass the listening, the speaking, and the written Spanish to English.
Okay. And eventually you got hired on with the FBI as a full-time employee?
Yes.
Okay. And what date was that again?
That was July of 2020.
Okay. So let's start from July of 2020 to present. What exactly do you do for the FBI?
I do the exact same thing. The only difference is that I'm a full-time employee with the federal government.
Okay.
I do 40 hours a week.
40 hours, and that was my next question. You do 40 hours a week of Spanish translation?
Yes.
Okay. And you indicated that a few minutes ago about the variations of Spanish. Tell the jury about that.
And I think for all of you that live here in Florida, as in Texas, we're very diverse when it comes to our Hispanic population. So even though you're Hispanic but you're Cuban, or you're Dominican from the Dominican Republic, or you're from Mexico or Puerto Rico, there's so many variations of certain words that we use on a daily basis. Maybe the formal Spanish remains the same, but when you get to the daily Spanish, we use different words for different things.
Okay. And do you have familiarity with the Puerto Rican variation of
Yes.
Spanish? Okay. And are you able to understand and accurately translate Puerto Rican Spanish into English?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So have you ever testified in court regarding your translations?
Yes.
Okay. About how many times?
Once.
Okay. And when you were you tasked to do some translations in this case?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 170. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What is that?
This is the hard drive that includes the files that I translated.
Okay. Are those the files that were collected from a Waste Pro garbage truck?
Yes.
Where the two participants are speaking Spanish?
Yes.
Okay. And are those from the dates of August 21st, 2018, August 23rd, 2018, August 25th, 2018, and August 27th, 2018?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and explain to the jury what you did and how you analyzed that particular exhibit.
When I received these files, I didn't have a background on the case, so this is how I normally approach any translation that I receive. I listen to the audio to get an idea of what the subjects sound like, what the context is, just to kind of get myself familiar with their Spanish, how they speak, the topics they talk about, just to kind of get myself immersed in the audio. And that's how I approached the translation when I began.
Okay. And when you listen to that, describe for the jury any equipment that you used that assisted you in your ability to translate that.
Yes, in order to get an accurate translation, we use a software called Start Stop Omniversal that is paired with foot pedals. So the software allows us to stop audio or video, reverse it, or fast forward it. It also allows us to speed up the audio or slow it down, which we normally use that slowing down the audio to be able to listen more carefully.
You usually don't speed it up to translate.
We also use noise-canceling headphones to drown out any other noise around us to be able to really hone in to the audio and know what they're saying.
Okay. And when you did your translation there on exhibit number 170, tell the jury how many hours you put into this in order to arrive at your opinion in the case.
In this particular case, I spent about 55 hours on this translation.
Okay. And after you finished your 55 hours, did you reduce your report to writing?
What do you mean?
In other words, did you create a written translation of what you heard, a written transcript of what you heard?
No.
You didn't?
A written well, this, like the typed, yes. Yeah, this is what I came up with, yes.
Okay. So you created
that
a
almost
typed
got really
out
bad really
written
fast.
transcript of everything you heard. Is that correct?
Exactly, yes.
Okay. Important question. Is that transcript, is it accurate?
Yes.
Okay.
No objection? Oh, yeah. Bolstering, sustained. It's not coming in, but it is bolstering her testimony, saying what I'm about to tell you is true. It's not written, it's typed. Yes, she's semantics. Prosecutor almost had a heart attack. Did he write it down? No. I just spoke it into the air. That was it. Defense is arguing, how is that different than what you're going to say when you swear in a translator and say, do you swear to translate faithfully between Spanish and English to the best of your abilities? So that's the argument he's making. She committed it to memory, all 44 pages. Took French and German in school. Remember very little, to be honest. I can book myself into a hotel with a shower and a nice window view, and that's about it. Oh, and I can order a ham buddy. Nice.
All of your, did you use all of your skill set, right? Your experience, your training, and everything that you've just described to the jury, your education, in order to, did you use all of that to reduce your translation to writing?
Yes.
Okay. And, Your Honor,
in South
the
Carolina.
state requests permission to publish.
Oh, gee.
You may publish. Do you want to explain through the witness or otherwise what your proposal is to do that so the jury understands what's happening?
32 months.
So what's going to happen, Ms. Campos, I think you've already been explained. We're going to call Lieutenant Andrew Balanca, who is going to assist you in the publication of this transcript. So what I want you to do, I want you to both read this transcript. You're going to play the role of the individual who is more difficult to hear. Mr. Blanca is going to play the role of the individual who is easier to hear, if that makes sense. Okay? So
Mr. Blanca, just so the jury knows, it's not a witness, just a person used as a conduit for demonstrative purposes to make it easier for you to understand what's going on.
We're just using him for his
Blanca,
voice.
You can come forward. Where do you want him to be?
He was going to stand at the podium, I believe.
Okay.
Doesn't he have to be under oath, too, that he's providing this?
Right. All previous objections are preserved.
I think he should be under oath.
No, he's not a witness, so we don't want to swear him.
That he'll faithfully read.
morning, y'all.
Good morning.
I hope he's got a professional book reading voice. Like, I work for Audible full time.
And we'll start on page 1.
I don't see the costumes. So
And
I'm a
we'll
little
use
concerned.
the file labeled C1 to C4 from August 21st of 2018.
We need props.
And we'll begin.
Judge, I'm going to object. Give me the corruption.
More objections. Did I count that last one? I think I did. So we're up to 26 now. Defense does not want this to come in. This is the problem is their main objection, which they have not quite verbalized, but we can understand. This is very bad for their client. This is very bad for their client. This is a recording of their client talking about the murder.
So the objection is sustained if you could follow those instructions. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Campos, can you go ahead and start off on page 1? And if you could state the file name and the date of the file, and then we'll start from there, okay?
Okay. The file name is C1-C4 underscore 08 underscore 21 underscore 2018 underscore, that should be 000.
Okay. And we'll go ahead, which is the individual that starts this conversation that can be most easily heard?
The individual that is...
Careful here.
We'll start with you. Yeah, without identifying the person, we'll start with you.
I'm going to help you so that on Audible over there, I have to do something. When I finish with what I'm doing, I'm going to give you something and you have to put it away and throw it away with time.
Unintelligible.
Huh?
Unintelligible.
Okay. Now, Ms. Campos, can you go to the second section? And if you could follow the same procedure, what is the source file name as well as the date?
The next file is C1-C4 underscore 08 underscore 21 underscore 2018 underscore 000. This is just...
The judge is nervous. He's like, I'm not sure if this... Is she wearing blue blockers too? I think she is. Nice shades. I think the judge is struggling with how this is going. They're going to object as much as they can. This is so bad. I mean, wait till you hear what they're about to say. Okay, it's not good. Yaku, I speak 4 languages: Afrikaans, English, very bad Afrikaans, and very bad English. That's awesome. I'm an LEP expert. This is perfect to watch. I wish I could read the transcripts to make sure the translations are accurate. Are they going to be able to hear him say this even though it may be in Spanish? That way the jury can hear his actual words versus reading? Yes. Those recordings are both in. The recordings are in. The 2 hard drives are admitted in evidence. The jury can play them. So if there's somebody who's like, hang on, I need to hear this in Spanish, see if it makes sense, they can listen to it, which could mean this could be a long deliberation.
To assist the jury, please proceed.
So we'll go ahead and we'll start with audio session number 2 of 39.
Judge reversed his decision on the last objection.
Yes, ma'am.
It's inaudible.
Yeah, of course. That's it. You got to make sure there's no cameras.
Right, there's a camera.
That's where the traffic, though. It's looking down.
Unintelligible.
Huh?
Unintelligible here.
Unintelligible without the job.
Unintelligible. That's what?
Unintelligible without the job.
Unintelligible.
That's
terrible.
what? Unintelligible.
You think?
It happens to me. Unintelligible.
Unintelligible in my car.
Unintelligible. Get it done.
Watch out. That bitch is bad. You got a badass bitch.
She what?
Unintelligible. Unintelligible.
This tape must be terrible.
The what?
Unintelligible school. Unintelligible.
Who?
The school. Unintelligible.
They calling you?
Unintelligible. Unintelligible. Where are you now? Unintelligible. So much shit, man. So much shit.
They ain't got unintelligible up the hill. Now she can pay her unintelligible. She'll be able to pay rent.
She can pay the rent, you can pay the car and the insurance.
No, she should be able to pay the rent, the car, and still have a lot of money left over. She should be able to pay the light, water, insurance.
You pay more for rent.
And daycare, unintelligible.
Unintelligible.
The man is the defendant.
You know what I mean? And after school, she can even drive the unintelligible.
Yeah, only I can. Unintelligible.
Unintelligible every time. I unintelligible.
Unintelligible.
Can I dump right here?
The unintelligible goes over there. Unintelligible.
Oh man, don't play with me. No, get out. Get these fuckers fast.
Unintelligible.
He's dumping the truck.
It's going to rain, bro.
Unintelligible right there.
But I can't.
Unintelligible.
You'll see. Watch.
Unintelligible. Bro, it takes time. Unintelligible.
I'm going to do this for a couple of more years. After that, I'm getting unintelligible out. Maybe after I unintelligible the license, I'm out. Like I told you, man, I'm unintelligible. It gets boring.
This is so...
Unintelligible.
Unintelligible. We're always dirty. Are you ready to do some dirt with me? You got my back?
Go.
Huh?
Park right there. Unintelligible. Right?
Huh?
Unintelligible. Unintelligible. What you say?
Do you know the good thing about me? That backlash thing I have, well, it's not registered in my name. All of these, yes. So if I don't use one of those, yeah. But no, but not the other one. Because I don't have a record. I've never had. Search for my record. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for a spot to do it. I'll do it. 1, 2, 3. I don't care.
And are you unintelligible or what?
And put in, and it's not a man, it's a woman.
The one that works there?
Yes.
Unintelligible.
Unintelligible.
Unintelligible man.
I told you who it was a while ago.
Okay. Now, could we go ahead and maintain that same procedure on audio session 3 of 39?
That girl is talking.
And also, this date is also...
Judge
is
objection,
that,
same objection.
is that date also from...
There's an objection, but finish the question so I can hear what you're going to ask.
Does audio session 3 of 9 come on August 21st of 2018?
Correct, yes.
I'll overrule the objection.
That girl is talking shit.
Huh?
That girl is talking shit.
Which one?
The one that you unintelligible and her little man unintelligible.
Do you want me to tell you what is going on, or do you prefer not to know?
Unintelligible.
No? What?
You're the only one that unintelligible and you don't lie. They should know who unintelligible, bro. Unintelligible.
And I'm not the only one. She's pregnant from that little asshole that works there. She says it's mine, supposedly. I can't take chances. I lose everything. No, I am telling you the truth. If something happens to me, you already know. I'm going to blow her brains out so she doesn't talk. I have to do it, Eric. I have no other choice. I'm going to lose everything. What I need is someone to drive me. That's it. Unintelligible. But nobody knows. Everyone is talking. Oh yeah, she fucked. Unintelligible. She fucked Eric. She fucked this one. She fucked. These are rumors. That's the point. She was nagging that she was pregnant by him. She says it's not his. If my wife found something out like that, oh my God, bro. I lose everything, bro. Unintelligible. Brief pause. I have his spot. I already have her. I'm telling you the truth. I've already prepared her well. I told her that there are some people that want to pay her because she unintelligible. And she asked me, will you go with me because I don't know them? I told her, yeah, I'll go. Throw me a couple bucks my way. You know what I'm saying? I have to find a spot and dump her there. You know what I'm saying? How did you do it? At night?
Yes.
That's the first thing. And find a spot where there is not too much of this shit. Lights.
She said unintelligible, and that was it.
She has threatened another guy. The guy is giving her money. That bitch is nasty. She plays like a man.
What's up with that, boy? Unintelligible.
The what?
Unintelligible. That damn bitch, unintelligible.
Look, leave here in something like that. In something like that. Leave her. No one will find her. Like what they did, like what these cocksuckers did with unintelligible body. No one knows who was in there. If I do it quietly, nobody is going to unintelligible.
Unintelligible.
I'll do it quietly. No one knows anything. That's why I was telling you unintelligible. Because of things I am going to be wearing, nobody here knows you or me. Nobody has to go to my house. If they go to my house, unintelligible, I'm just saying, little by little, I'll throw away all the clothes, or I burn them, or wash them with Clorox. Because I was thinking of you, unintelligible is faster. Because no one is going to see you, unintelligible. But that's it. Done with it, right? I'm looking for a spot.
Where does she live?
Huh?
Where does she live?
Behind Wendy's.
Wendy's, but where?
Why? What are you thinking? Give me an idea.
We can go to where she lives, unintelligible.
If this would be happening back home, it would already be done. It would have been done. It would already be done. And the good thing is that I don't go anywhere. Who is going to accuse me of anything? If I'm not with you, I'm with my wife. No one knows, unintelligible. I can't tell anyone anything, nothing. I think we want unintelligible, a lot of these things, unintelligible, all. And I, unintelligible, look like this. Look.
Unintelligible.
No. If I use my truck, I'll cover the plates.
Unintelligible. Nobody. Unintelligible.
No. Call her outside, unintelligible, by telephone and blow her brains out there. You know what I mean? And take the phone. She's already fucked with me. Have her fall into the quarry and all that. I need you to help me do that. I'll leave you at the quarry, unintelligible.
I'll take it to Miami, unintelligible.
I checked the trash and...
Unintelligible.
What?
Unintelligible.
What about it?
Unintelligible.
I can't hear what you're saying.
Unintelligible.
That I put it in?
No.
I, unintelligible.
Bro, unintelligible. Making that shit up, bro.
And you stirred it up.
Nah, I think he did it, bro.
Because he was...
Yo, when I was unintelligible.
She was camming, dancing in front of the camera. That's what she does.
And she, unintelligible.
In the end, she can't. No one can do anything. You already know. You know what I'm saying? Unintelligible. The mafia, unintelligible. That is a good part. That's the only good thing I have.
Unintelligible.
Huh?
That's what you don't know.
Because I'm supposed to pick her up one of these days. That is why I'm telling you. If you drive, I blow her head off there in a drive-by. It's good back there.
Remember that they're unintelligible.
Ah, but unintelligible. You put the barrel in her mouth and unintelligible. That's it, bro. She won't get up ever again. Dead people don't talk. And if there's no evidence, what are they going to do? No one is going to find out it was us.
Unintelligible.
I have it already. Gloves, everything.
Unintelligible.
All we got is this.
Uh-huh.
I'll pull over and wash my hands and take a little break. Eat something real quick. See the children, and then we'll unintelligible, you know.
Unintelligible.
Yeah, we're not unintelligible.
He looks
unintelligible.
I'm tired, brother. I'm trying to think how to make that problem go away. But I have to do that because then I won't do it later. And that's the easiest thing. Take her somewhere, and that's it. You are the only one knows about this, and I know you won't unintelligible me out.
I know that unintelligible.
Oh yes, relax, dude.
Okay, and Ms. Campos, can we go ahead and start? Do you see session 4 of 39?
Yes.
Okay, and on what date does that fall?
That is the same date of August 21st, 2018.
They're not reading the part where he says,
follow that same procedure.
Yes.
I did this already once.
I got a nice way of unintelligible.
You got it planned out?
You got it planned out? I'll go pick her up. I'll pick you up first, and I'll drop you off at the corner somewhere. You get in the back of the truck, and you'll say, drive, like if you're robbing me first. And I'll tell you where, unintelligible. I'll call you Nico, like I think I know, unintelligible, Nico.
Unintelligible.
Unintelligible, like, nah, my name ain't Nico. This is unintelligible. Know what I'm saying? That way, I need to do what I got to do. Then she won't try unintelligible. It tells me 95 and unintelligible.
Unintelligible.
There is a field nearby in Saint Unintelligible. There's a field there. We don't have to go too far to unintelligible. Oh, that'd be unintelligible tonight, unintelligible. You know what I'm saying? Unintelligible. And there are no cameras around my house. If she invites me somewhere, unintelligible.
Unintelligible.
Oh, I won't even get to that because nobody will know anything. You can't prove anything if no one saw anything. Unintelligible. I was thinking of taking her to some field nearby the route. Do you know where I go? Unintelligible. Unintelligible. When she go in there, she disappear for a couple of days. Unintelligible. She does that. She disappears for 2 or 3 days like that. She always does that. Unintelligible. Some guys that this and that her phone, 3 days. And I'll take her phone, unintelligible, and I'll throw it away. I'll throw it away or I'll burn it. They can't do anything there, unintelligible. I have everything planned out. I'm going to let her drive because I have unintelligible. She doesn't drive and use a phone for texting or nothing. I'll play dumb. You know what I'm saying? I'll sit in the back like we're going to do something. You know what I'm saying? What do you think is easier to, unintelligible? Inside the bushes or outside and then dump her?
Inaudible.
Unintelligible. First, right? Then hit her and then dump her, right?
Unintelligible.
Huh?
Unintelligible. Is she saying that?
About what?
That it's yours.
No one. She hasn't told anything to anyone. She only told me. I am the only one who knows. It's been going on for a minute.
Unintelligible.
Several times she has already, but I already know.
Inaudible.
The thing is that I'm trying to catch her alone. She hasn't told anyone. She is letting the cocksucker think it's his. See what I am saying? She hasn't dared to tell Debbie anything because she doesn't want to do that. You get what I'm saying? She's trying to help me. She doesn't want to protect me like that, but unintelligible. If that child is not his, unintelligible. That's what she's going to do. She's going to let the cocksucker think it's his. If she doesn't talk, no one will know anything. Unintelligible.
Well,
what you have to tell her is that you're going to the party too.
We were monetized.
Unintelligible. She doesn't have to. Unintelligible.
Unintelligible.
The less she knows, the better. No one should know this. No one. Why do you think I didn't want to go to church?
Damn.
Chuckles. Unintelligible. When we get to the yard, unintelligible, pull up my truck over there. We'll get our stuff.
All right, man.
All that shit, unintelligible. We'll go do the unintelligible, park it. Get in the truck or unintelligible. That way I can unintelligible and all that shit. Don't let anyone see. As you can see, there aren't any lights here. Do you notice you can't see anything here? Simply a street like that one. That's closed off. Unintelligible. When she ends up like that after a couple of days and one is already calm, the good thing about that one doesn't. The one doesn't leave a trace. So, it can be anyone. In that way, unintelligible, the barrel there, but if you don't leave it there, there's no evidence. That's like the automatic that I have. Because the bullets leave the mark, unintelligible, that doesn't leave trace. That doesn't leave a trace. The cartridge, you clean it really well. No, and she talks as if she loves him. She knows the...
So she knows?
Huh?
She knows?
She knows a few of them.
Unintelligible.
That's why I want to buy a gun and leave it at your house. As long as it pops off, unintelligible. How unintelligible going to do that? They don't think unintelligible. We put the unintelligible in the there. Through there. Unintelligible, my house.
Unintelligible. You know what I mean? I don't want unintelligible.
Unintelligible, because if I do something and take her out, and if someone comes that could, no, I'm screwed, and you leave. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'll stay there with you until she leaves. Something like that. Look, really deep in there.
No, unintelligible. Look at that shit, bro.
There are houses there, right?
No shit.
Unintelligible there.
Yep.
Relax. No, I want you to see further ahead. I'm going to show you something. When I leave here, I'm going to go in there. Ahead. No, I can't. Unintelligible. That she opens her mouth. And I know she, unintelligible. I don't need that. I can't afford unintelligible. I'll lose it all. Everything. Everything.
Unintelligible. She would believe you.
Huh?
Unintelligible. She would believe you.
I said unintelligible.
Who? Debbie?
Okay, Ms. Campos, do you see session 5 of 39?
Yes.
And on what date does that fall?
That is October 23rd, 2018.
I don't get a strike. They just say this is not eligible for...
I'm sorry, August 23rd.
This is not suitable for monetization.
Can you go ahead and continue?
Just...
Yes.
Same thing that happens when we show a police chase.
Bro, my thing is, bro, was just, it's like what you said. It's not like, nah, I quit. Unintelligible. All that noise and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I took out the same unintelligible. I got everything planned. Go home, get some tools, tell my wife I got to go to work on a bike, real quick. See what's wrong with it. Why I won't start. Pick it up. Bring Eric with me. Take it home and pick it up. But unintelligible. And what you're going to do is drive. That's it.
And Ms. Campos, do you see session 6 of 39?
Yes.
And on what date does that fall?
August 23rd, 2018.
Okay, if you can go ahead and proceed, continue with the same procedure.
Right there, they look down, unintelligible.
Yeah.
And there are cameras right there,
Unintelligible. The floor.
unintelligible,
Huh?
unintelligible.
Nah. Unintelligible. Oh, and I didn't either. Look.
Unintelligible. Stop, drop, and roll. Unintelligible.
Huh?
Unintelligible.
She's on the quiet side.
Campos, turn your attention to audio session 7 of 39. Do you see that?
Yes.
He's farther away from the
on what
microphone.
date does that fall?
August 23rd, 2018.
Go ahead.
So, that's the spot that looks better so far, right?
Yeah, make sure unintelligible.
What do you think about choking her? Unintelligible.
Huh?
Just the
Is it
brazenness.
better than a blow and just get it over with, right?
Unintelligible. It would be better.
Unintelligible.
Unintelligible. Is that it?
Yep.
Unintelligible.
Unintelligible.
Shit. Unintelligible there.
So, up here and I, unintelligible.
Unintelligible, huh?
And do you see session 8 of 39?
Yes.
Same question. On what date does that fall?
August 23rd, 2018. We need something like that. A barrel.
Need a barrel?
And you see session 9 of 39?
Yes.
On what date does that fall?
Also August 23rd, 2018. Right in here, too, unintelligible.
There are no lights here. There's nothing. Look, nothing. Not this one, not this one. This one, unintelligible. Unintelligible. If we come this way, pull over. Yeah, over here somewhere. So if we come this way, pull over.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm getting rid of my truck, unintelligible, about the tire pressure or none of that.
Unintelligible.
I just can't do it unintelligible inside my truck. It won't hurt me if it's not my truck. I got to strangle that bitch. You can't leave no blood or nothing in the truck. I don't want nothing, nothing, unintelligible, nothing. If they ever come asking anything, there's nothing. It's like you said it. There's no other way around it. It's like you said. You got to unintelligible and that's it. All the bullshit will be over. And the higher up around here, the more they'll blame her boyfriend because they're always fighting. You know what I'm saying? She now has a record in which something did something to her. Someone did something to her. You know what I'm saying? All that shit.
Ms. Campos, do you see session 10 of 39?
Yes.
And on what date does that fall?
August 23rd, 2018.
Okay.
You're going to take me unintelligible from here, unintelligible.
Who?
Magali.
Why?
What happened?
Huh?
If they ask.
That I know of lately, no. Sometimes, yes. She was telling me, listen, you got them on this side right now, the leverage.
Unintelligible.
Because unintelligible, lend her the car and shit.
Unintelligible.
That's good, because I need it like that. I have all the cartridges, all of them ready. Whenever you're taking the book bag, I'll drop it off at your house. My shotgun shells are accounted for my new shotgun. I haven't even fired it, so get it. I need someone to drive so I can, unintelligible. Yo, look up, that thing.
That's what I'm going to do.
About those unintelligible they found at the Dunkin' Donuts. Look it up on my phone and save it.
I'm going to read it.
I want to see if I save some money so we can into business. I already talked to unintelligible for the business. Unintelligible.
Unintelligible birthday.
Unintelligible. Are you sure? Do you swear on your daughter that you saw them together yesterday?
Yeah, on my birthday.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Unintelligible inside the car.
You know what would make it easier? That she come to pick me up in his car.
Unintelligible.
Bye. And I'll take off in the car to unintelligible. Like in unintelligible. Water somewhere. Somewhere. A house where there's no camera. I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? And at unintelligible, and it's not on my street, it's too dark, and it's hard to get out.
Okay, Ms. Campos, do you see session 11 of 39?
Yes.
And on what date does that fall?
August 23rd, 2018.
This just goes and goes. Holy cow.
Hey, up here also, unintelligible, where unintelligible.
His car, unintelligible. Leave it abandoned over there.
Unintelligible.
Unintelligible.
Unintelligible. His car and unintelligible. And it wasn't my car. Unintelligible car.
Unintelligible.
Okay, Ms. Campos, do you see session 12 of 39?
Yes.
And on what date does that fall?
August 23rd, 2018.
Do you know what I want to do? To give you the package with all those little shovels. Since you're going to Miami on Saturday, throw the package unintelligible in the trash. Make sure that no one sees you. Like, I'm good though. I'm good, unintelligible. Like what you said makes sense. The blow, that's it. Everything ends. Like that, you don't have to worry about anything. You don't got to worry about nothing. The blow.
I would have did it by myself if I didn't have a daughter, you know. That's the unintelligible. That's the thing. I don't want my unintelligible. Same shit happens to my daughter, unintelligible. Killing no girl in broad daylight. I'll probably go to jail, unintelligible. I'm like, yo, I ain't going to jail.
Or to take her to unintelligible.
Yep.
Oh well, she has to go because she already has unintelligible too much shit.
I know she has shit on a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot. She's got Manny scared.
Yeah, she does.
Not me. If she'd do that to me, she would have been gone, unintelligible.
The thing is that I haven't had time because Debbie always has a pissed off face, you know? Where are you going? Why do you have a day off? You know what I'm saying? So listen, I'm going to fix a bike and I'll be back.
Yeah, without Leroy coming to get unintelligible.
Huh?
Debbie's his wife.
That's the only way, you know what I'm saying? The back way too, but with his car too.
I know, but if there are no cars, unintelligible, it's like I told you. I have to do it because she trusts me. She thinks she's going to make money. I'm going to have the money so she can see it and not think anything of it. I'll leave the money here inside so no one takes it. You know what I'm saying? Really easy. Like that. Walk with me over there and then leave the shit real quick. I'll, unintelligible, get in the vehicle and leave. I can do it alone. I don't care, but 2 sets of eyes are better. If you keep eyes on things for me, I go in calmly. I take my time like nothing. I remove the ass from the trunk. I remove the unintelligible from the front and unintelligible in case they see me. You never know, unintelligible.
Unintelligible.
Get the keys. No one will see anything. No one will see anything there.
Yeah.
If that shit wasn't fenced in, I would have done it right there. It's far over here. It's better because over there, you got to. I've already have. I'm making it look like she unintelligible with someone somewhere else. I'm not stupid. I know what I'm doing. So what I need is for someone to drive me so I won't feel panic. I don't. I got too much shit going on. So unintelligible. You're not unintelligible. Hurry up. Get back. Unintelligible.
Ms. Campos, do you see session number 13 of 39?
Yes.
And on what date does that fall?
August 23rd, 2018.
Do you see this new street? There's nothing here. There are no cameras. You see? Look, there's nothing here. Here, there's nothing here. Look at this. All this over here is all clean. There are no cameras here anywhere, okay? Nowhere. Look, nowhere. Right here. Unintelligible, and it gets done quickly. I think unintelligible.
Ms. Campos, do you see session 14 of 39?
Yes.
14
And on
of
what date
39.
does that fall?
August 23rd, 2018. Unintelligible.
Nah, I already found a spot.
Where?
I'll tell you right now, unintelligible. Here, and how we dump the trash, unintelligible. There's not going to be anything here. To put her there inside, that's it. The shit is over.
Unintelligible.
That's it. I'm done. Right?
You have to, unintelligible with unintelligible.
If I don't see her, unintelligible down here, unintelligible around there, but you need to know.
That's far.
Huh?
Unintelligible.
That what?
Only cows live in there.
Good. Right? That's it. It's over. But there's a lot of tires here. Look, a lot of tires.
Unintelligible. There's nothing unintelligible.
Do you think it can be done easily with two people?
Unintelligible.
And Ms. Campos, do you see session 15 of 39?
Yes.
And on what date does that fall?
August 23rd, 2018.
Eric will not testify. I believe he's in custody. State does not want to call him.
And do you see session 16 of 39?
Yes.
And on what date does that fall?
August 23rd, 2018.
Okay.
That's it?
This shit is over. This spot is good, right?
Unintelligible. Go in there.
Huh?
The unintelligible go in there.
They go in there?
Unintelligible. The trash. Unintelligible.
There, where you were standing?
Unintelligible.
I saw that entrance. I'm not going to go through there anymore. You don't want anyone to find her. Unintelligible. But that's a good spot, right? So, what I'll do, I'll turn this way.
Unintelligible left.
I don't know what's down there. There, it will look like someone did it. Left it there and took off. Unintelligible or got lost.
Unintelligible.
Fuck. In there. No. But where you went because you can walk.
Oh, yeah.
It's easy. You don't have to work too hard. I'll bring her. I've already have it planned. When unintelligible her, you come with me and I'll make her drive. Unintelligible. I'll drop you off right here so she won't have time to use the telephone.
That's unintelligible.
I'm going to bring the tools like I'm going to fix something. Unintelligible. Here. You see what I'm saying? I got then unintelligible to talk to her to unintelligible the story.
That's it. That's it. Unintelligible.
There. No one will hear her if she screams. Nothing. No one will hear her. The thing is, she is not going to scream. What do you think? Is it better to go in through one side and leave through there, or not to in there first? Right? Leave through there.
You can walk with her.
Okay, Ms. Campos, do you see session 17 of 39?
Yes.
And on what date does that fall?
August 23rd, 2018.
No, but that's it. That shit is over. Now I have the location, but I'm not stressing. Unintelligible. We put her in there, and that's it. Or we hit her and drag her. Unintelligible, and she won't be able to move.
We'll go in there.
Huh?
Be like, yo, we're going to unintelligible.
No, the money. Unintelligible, the money.
Okay, and do you see session 18 of 39?
Yes.
What date does that fall?
August 23rd, 2018. There might be a unintelligible.
Huh?
Unintelligible.
Unintelligible. Or the other one?
Unintelligible in there.
Unintelligible.
Yep.
It's far from the house. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know why she doesn't tell her mom it's Brad's.
No, she already told her mom that it's Brad's. That's why she doesn't get anyone in trouble.
Why does she keep nagging then?
It's not that. He is not pestering me because sooner or later, I don't want any problems.
Oh.
She is not threatening me, but she has a lot of issues with everyone, and I'm one of them. I don't need that.
Ms. Campos, you see session 19 of 39?
Yes.
And on what date does that fall?
August 23rd, 2018.
The only one who can talk is her, and if she isn't alive, she won't say anything. I was killing myself, looking and looking for unintelligible, and I forgot that mine is not registered. I bought it unintelligible like that. That's what you need to find. The first chance you get to see someone selling something, let me know. We need that.
And you see session 20 of 39?
Yes.
And on what date does that fall?
August 23rd, 2018.
Yes, because what I'm going to do is leave the house in flip-flops, unintelligible, and shorts. I already have everything stored away. I did it this morning. Did you think I was unintelligible?
I know.
What I have at home is the shotgun, which I had to take out from under the bed. My wife doesn't even notice that. She doesn't pay attention to that, unintelligible, and she doesn't even notice. And what's good about here is that we can always see. You know what I'm saying? Pretend to find out, so we're good.
The one I'm going to feel sorry for is her son.
Her mother takes care of him. That child is never with her. I don't know who the dad is. She's unintelligible. You aren't. You don't listen to me when I talk to you about her. What you don't know is that she disappears for 1, 2, and even 3 days. She just takes off recklessly to do her own thing. Is that good? She's gotten in trouble with me, with the police. She has a record. She's not the kind of person they'll be searching for like that. Nah, it could be after a week or two, or maybe even a month. But if they don't find anything within...
Quick request to approach. That's another... I'm not sure if they made a mistake in reading or what. I think they should object to a mistake in meeting, or they should object to any mistake in the reading. Let's see, that would be 28.
Mr. Blanca, reread that paragraph, starting with her mother takes care of him.
The whole paragraph.
Yes.
Her mother takes care of him. That child is never with her. I don't know who the dad is. She's unintelligible. You aren't. You don't listen to me when I talk to you about her. What you don't know is that she disappears for 1, 2, and even 3 days. She just takes off recklessly to do her own thing. Is that good? She's gotten in trouble with the police. She has a record. She's not the kind of person they'll be searching for like that. Nah, it could be after a week or two, or maybe even a month. But if they don't find anything within the first 48 hours, they can't do anything. She's MIA right now.
Yeah.
You see, not here either, because all of this is new. They're installing everything.
Yeah, I see them over there.
Yeah, so that's nothing. That's for the traffic. No one is going to see anything here.
Yeah.
Do you know what's good? What did you throw away in the trash can? Unintelligible. So if someone looks there, someone did that to her somewhere. Did you see it? Without us knowing anything? I really want to leave 2 or 3 of those cartridges laying around there. But no, unintelligible. You know what I'm saying?
Ms. Campos, you see session 21 of 39?
Yes.
And on what date does that fall?
Wow.
August 23rd, 2018.
Unintelligible. It can be done here too.
Unintelligible.
There are no houses there.
Unintelligible.
Nah, it's better over there where you said. You walk in there, leave here, and leave.
And do you see session 22 of 39?
Yes.
On what date does that fall?
August 23rd, 2018.
What do you think? Is it better to enter from this side?
Nah, unintelligible.
Plan the whole
No,
thing.
I can't do it, unintelligible. It's that way, right? Over there, unintelligible. No one is going to look for her back there. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, unintelligible.
Depending, unintelligible.
Unintelligible through there. Unintelligible through there.
Unintelligible. Do you know why it can't be done there? That's a track for the band. Yes, right?
Yeah.
Unintelligible. There? Unintelligible. Don't you see it?
I'm just saying unintelligible.
Unintelligible. Through there. More that way. Over there toward unintelligible. I can do it on next street. I can go in. You know what I'm saying? The one in the middle, unintelligible, dude. This is the street. I take it right here and knock down the street, right? No one will look there. The best thing would be for me to go in there, in through there, and from there. I go in here, through here, because I know the route. Do you know what I mean? That's what unintelligible, because that's what unintelligible, the ground. Look, unintelligible.
Are you going through there after all?
Nah. What I call, I'll remove everything. I'll take out the unintelligible from the front. Unintelligible because otherwise a license plate, unintelligible. So I'll get there and park. Make sure there's no one around. Unintelligible.
Unintelligible.
Unintelligible here. Unintelligible. So, unintelligible.
Unintelligible.
Well, yes, unintelligible.
Unintelligible.
The good thing is about that shotgun, or whatever shotgun, it's untraceable. You know, unintelligible is untraceable too.
Nah.
No, that it's necessary to have someone drive. So when I'm walking with her over in there, unintelligible, inside, unintelligible. And I'll dump her there. Leave the bitch right there. I was reading the story of that. They've been dead there for about 2 or 3 years. And when they did that, they did it. Unintelligible. There's no proof of anything. They can't even get fingerprints or anything. Nothing.
How unintelligible did it is smart.
Same word for unintelligible.
And you see session 23 of 39?
Yes.
On what date does that fall?
August 23rd, 2018.
Do you have somewhere to hide that?
What?
That gun. If I give it to you, do you know where to hide it?
I can't hide it at my house.
No?
You can bury it.
It's just that that won't trace anywhere.
Unintelligible. You can bury it.
I will.
You got to bury unintelligible.
I'll have someone else store it.
Unintelligible.
Unintelligible.
Shakes that didn't bury it.
Like, clean it real good to take off all the fingerprints. All of them. Unintelligible. This bitch, unintelligible. If you got to use it, then you use it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Unintelligible. No, that's the best place. No need to look any other one. Right there is where unintelligible is. No one is doing anything there. No one. Unintelligible here.
And you see session 24 of 39?
Yes.
Okay. On what date does that fall?
August 25th, 2018.
Okay.
Unintelligible that. They checked the baby.
You think so?
Unintelligible. But that has nothing to do with that.
Unintelligible.
Huh?
They're going to have questions.
That's all right. Unintelligible. Unintelligible. You're going to take my truck to the house.
Unintelligible work? Unintelligible.
I don't have anything. Unintelligible. Unintelligible. But I don't know her.
I'm telling you, bro.
That talked.
Who?
Brad. That fucking unintelligible. I should call unintelligible, right?
Unintelligible.
Yeah, I know. Unintelligible. Fuck that. Eric, don't panic. Just stay calm so we don't have problems. Unintelligible.
Okay.
Damn.
And you see section 25 of 39?
Yes.
And on what date does that fall?
August 25th, 2018. What did they tell them, females?
They questioned them. They asked if unintelligible.
Unintelligible?
Unintelligible.
And you see section 26 of 39?
Yes.
And what date does that fall?
August 25th, 2018. Unintelligible.
Huh?
They questioned everybody that day. An Uber, unintelligible, and showed a picture of her, unintelligible.
Unintelligible.
You see section 27 of 39?
Yes.
On what date does that fall?
August 25th, 2018.
Hello? Hello? Hey, Mom. I got to go to the police station because the detective, I guess they want to talk to me about Brandy. And I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, no. Don't, unintelligible, your house. Yeah. All I'm saying is that if they asked you if I was there leaving the laundry, unintelligible, laundry, that I was there washing clothes. Because when I left, I told my wife that I was going, unintelligible, to wash, unintelligible. 8 at 8. Yes, yeah, 8 p.m. Yep, that's it. And they might question unintelligible. I don't know. You don't know. But take out unintelligible. Uh-huh, yeah, that's it. All right, unintelligible. Oh, yes, I have unintelligible. I have unintelligible.
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 All right.
Do you have the call I made to you at 8 o'clock? I called you, right? Do you have it on the phone?
And do you see section 28 of 39?
Yes.
On what date does that fall?
August 25th, 2018.
Like 15 came to the house already.
That's crazy. Unintelligible.
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 Unintelligible. Stay calm. Unintelligible. Unintelligible. I plan to do that because unintelligible.
And do you see section 29 of 39?
Yes.
On what date does that fall?
10 more.
August 25th, 2018.
Unintelligible.
Shit, I can't eat. Unintelligible.
Relax. I saw a bunch of cars. Unintelligible.
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 I know, but unintelligible. Go there and be like, what's going on? Unintelligible.
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 Nah. Unintelligible.
What does it have to do with that? Unintelligible.
Just because I leave my house at night doesn't mean that I go unintelligible. I fix motorcycles. Unintelligible.
Unintelligible.
And do you see section 30 of 39?
Yes.
On what date does that fall?
August 27, 2018.
I wanted to leave this unintelligible.
Unintelligible.
Huh?
No, you have to put it away. Unintelligible. Have to go.
Because they already did what they had to do. Do you know who they arrested from here today?
Who?
Hold on a minute.
And you see section 31 of 39?
Yes.
On what date does that fall?
August 27, 2018.
I'm not going down that street today. I'm going to take a right.
Unintelligible. We didn't do nothing. You didn't do nothing, so it don't matter.
I got to be worried about unintelligible truck. Unintelligible.
Huh?
I got to worry about unintelligible. She knows so many things, bro.
Unintelligible.
First one.
Unintelligible.
I'm going to work normally, like unintelligible. When I give you, you know already. You're smart.
Unintelligible.
Unintelligible. She was in the water, submerged in the water. No one knows how she was killed, but unintelligible.
Wow.
One of her friends dances.
Yeah.
Unintelligible.
You see session 32 of 39.
Yes.
On what date does that fall?
August 27th, 2018. Did you call unintelligible?
So, do I call unintelligible? Call from your telephone. What happened? What's the deal? What happened? What? All right. Yeah, okay. No, that's fine. I already told the cops what I had to tell them. They ransacked my truck and everything. All kinds of shit. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. No, because I didn't do nothing. I didn't do anything. Yeah, to tell the truth. Yeah.
Finally, something
that's
I agree
fine.
with.
Don't worry about it because I already told them everything I had to tell them. So you know what I'm saying? I ain't lie about nothing. I didn't do nothing anyway. So yeah, they already talking. Took me in and asked me all kinds of shit. Yeah, man, that shit. Unaudible. Yeah. Huh? No, we're good. I ain't got nothing to hide. All because they don't want to be involved. No, I don't got no alibi.
Huh?
Now, I don't got no alibi. I'm not going to worry about it. I didn't do anything. I think this little jerk did something. That unintelligible.
And you see session 33 of 39?
Yes.
And on what date does that fall?
August 27, 2018. Hey, they fucked up.
Who?
Unintelligible.
Huh?
Unintelligible.
Why?
I told you unintelligible.
Exactly. And I, unintelligible. I didn't do anything.
That's bullshit.
I didn't do nothing.
And you see session 34 of 39?
Yes.
On what date does that fall?
August 27th, 2018. Should I answer?
What she want?
Unintelligible. Call.
Huh?
Your sister is calling me.
My sister called you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Unintelligible.
Huh?
I can't take this thing home. Unintelligible.
Yes, you can. You have to do it. They're going to take me, and they aren't going to see anything. Hide that one. Go in there a little and hide it really well. They won't. They aren't going to take you.
They did.
They can't take you to jail, bro.
Huh?
They can't take you to unintelligible.
To hell with it. Unintelligible did it.
They can't do anything, bro.
Spoiler
And
alert.
do you see session
They
35
can.
of 39?
Yes.
And on what date does that fall?
August 27, 2018. I told you, unintelligible brother.
Oh, I know. That. It's. Everything you are saying has happened, but there's no proof because I didn't do anything.
Oh, man.
And do you see session 36 of 39?
Yes.
On what date does that fall?
August 27, 2018.
They don't have anything.
Do you see session 37 of 39?
Yes.
On what date does that fall?
August 27, 2018.
Take care of your family, bro. Remember that. I'll be fine.
Unintelligible.
Write to me if anything comes up. You're going to be fine. I know somebody was going to set me up. I knew it, bro. But there's no way. No way, bro. I'm not going to let nobody set me up, bro. There's no way. There's no way.
Do you see 38 of 39?
Yes.
Date? What date?
August 27, 2018.
I'm already calm. Do you hear me?
Huh?
I'm already calm.
And do you see the final session 39 of 39?
Yes.
And on what date does that fall?
August 27, 2018. This is a conversation with an unknown male.
Okay, go ahead.
Objection. Approach.
The objection, the jury should disregard the last.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Go ahead. We'll go ahead.
Huh?
What?
I I got to go back to the police station.
Again?
I feel like I'm being set up.
Thank you. Permission approved.
Excuse me. Permission approved?
Permission to approach.
Do you have continued direct examination?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I'd like
You
to
need
approach.
to approach it?
Yeah.
Yes, we need to approach. All right. Fun things. Is anyone counting how many times they said unintelligible?
Restroom break at this time. Please leave your notes in your
lot.
chairs. Don't discuss the case with each other. We'll be in recess for 10 minutes to use the restroom.
We're going to, while they go to break, well, let's see. First of all, let's make sure that everyone goes to break. Just 1 second. Let the jury out. Interesting reaction from Jose as that's being read. Initially, I would say he was almost laughing at it. Probably not laughing at reliving it, but more laughing at the translation, I think, or laughing at the unintelligible. Because as someone who participated allegedly in this conversation, he probably remembers it. And he's probably
Exited. We'll take a 10-minute restroom break.
Okay, 10-minute break. Give me just a second. We're not going to take the full 10-minute break. We're going to take a much shorter break. So there we go. Break's almost half over. All caught up. I think he was laughing or smiling at the unintelligible, because there's so much that was unintelligible. But oh my goodness, even with all those gaps, we heard so much. We heard the planning. We heard the motive. We heard discussing methods. We heard extensively discussing location and selection of location and why and how it would be done, and discussion of the cleanup and the hiding the evidence. That's the parts we heard. That's the parts we heard. And when everyone says, why is it so unintelligible? Garbage truck, this is not the Mercedes-Benz. This is not the Cadillac of vehicles. It is built to do one thing, and that's haul garbage and smash it tight. So haul a lot of garbage. It's heavy. It's got huge brakes. I mean, the brakes are major on garbage trucks, and they have to be replaced constantly. Huge engine because they're heavy and drive around. It's a work vehicle. It's not built for comfort and silence, listening pleasure of the occupant of the car. They're loud. It's loud constantly. And so, what? That's constant. It's like driving in a tank. If you've ever been in a tank, it's probably not a good analogy because more people probably have been in a garbage truck here than in a tank. But when you've got a loud vehicle like that, accelerating, the high gears, everything, it's hard to communicate. He did not know he was being audio recorded. He thought it was just video for traffic. It was all recorded, but it had all that noise. The FBI did a ton of work. We haven't heard the original yet, but they did a ton of work cleaning it up. Just removing a lot of noise, removing the clicking of the fan. We didn't hear the clicking. You would have heard all the way through. As every time the fan rotated, it made a click. You would have heard all that. That was taken out, and so even after all that improvement of the audio, enhancement of the audio, and she's sitting there with her foot pedals, rewinding, fast forward, slower, faster, louder, quieter. All that she can do, she still is only able to extract from the audio this little bit that we're able to hear, and everything else that she hears something but can't tell what it is, she says unintelligible. It's probably one or more words that fit in there. So it would be convenient to watch this played out where the reading is synced to the video, so we can see how much time elapses that's unintelligible. I think that would be helpful instead of just thinking, was that one word or 50? Don't know. But they had some pretty good software right in here. I thought I saw a bug on my wall, a little tiny bug, and I'm looking for it. So if I see it, I have to run and get the Southern Febreze, just so you know. It's not going to be one of those days. I'm calling it. Not today, bug. Anyway, did they mention that he apparently claimed to have committed a previous murder in parts of the tapes that were not read in court? John, the jury doesn't know that, but we do. Yes, there's a part where he talks about, like last time, he did the same thing and didn't get caught type thing. Oops. Yeah, that's quite prejudicial. It's appropriately been excluded from this trial. Get the Southern Febreze. Or his office is bugged. It is. There was a little tiny bug. I mean, it might be like a flying ant. I don't know. But I saw it briefly enough that I know it exists. I just have to watch for it. What sound did the fan make again? Click, 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 click. I don't. Probably like that. Is that better? Or you can hear this fan if you want. That's the one in my office. I exclude that sound mostly for you guys. All right. Let's see. Where did I leave off? The mods need you to do your fan noise again. The mods do not need anything of the like. All right, Greener, your comment got deleted already. I was going to put it on screen, but it's appropriately deleted. I'll say it out loud, though. RA's OnlyFans is him making fan noises. That's it. I do sound effects. Can you imagine me having OnlyFans where I just impersonate what cars and garbage trucks sound like? Boom, boom, you know, all that. The room, boom. It would be who would subscribe? A show of hands. Who would subscribe if I just did a sound effects channel? Greeners is like, I'm there. TYO Toys, I know you're there as well. All right. Not me, says Northwest. We heard premeditation. That's going to sink him. We heard after, we heard witness tampering with, talking to his mom about, it sounds like he cleaned clothes at his mom's house. So he might have tried to make sure evidence was all clean. It's a bathroom break. It's a 10-minute bathroom break. It might turn into lunch here in just a second, but it's almost over. Blue Star. What about ASMR sound effects, Levy? You'd have the car demonstration clipped when you did the reenactment of the case we were watching. You're using toy cars. Hot Wheels for the win. Denise, I had in-laws that always, like, if they visited somebody's house, they brought a fan with them. Like, that we need a fan on to sleep. I'm like, that is the weirdest thing ever. Guess who now cannot sleep without a fan? I mean, if I go camping, I take a battery pack and the portable fan. I love it. I cannot sleep without a fan. That said, I fall asleep in about 30 seconds as soon as I close my eyes. It's a gift. I don't know why. I've always been able to just like lay down and be unconscious. Like that. And sometimes I do it sitting in my chair, as you guys have seen. All right, a couple minutes. I think we're done with this witness as far as the original translation. Still able to be crossed by the defense, but I don't know how that cross will go. I'm actually curious. I'm sure this being probably the most compelling bit of evidence against their client in this case. If you had your own expert, which they did, do their own interpretation of this recording, which they did, and that expert found the same results as this expert, which they did, what do you do now? You try to challenge it, because that would be, bad faith. You know that it's right because your expert agrees with them. I think we're about ready to come back here, Judge. Anytime you're ready. Every time my sister comes to sleep over, she brings her fan. I can't sleep without it. Starting to realize I need to up my fan game. Maybe there should be a channel on YouTube called Only Fans, and it's just like a room full of fans, oscillating tower, bladeless, just airflow. It's all about the airflow. Has anybody done that yet? If not, can I patent that? Good box fans, hard to beat. YouTube channel, you'd probably get sued. Attack the quality of the audio due to unintelligible parts. Okay, that's good, BAP. I agree. That's probably a good place to start. It's like, you don't know what was said in there, right? No, it could have been anything. Yep, it could have been worse than what we heard. That can backfire on you. I would watch that channel. And then on special holidays for the OnlyFans live stream on YouTube, you can like add colored balloons and things that get blown around in the room. The fans, that would just be cool. Of course, you'd have to set it up so there's no spot in the room where the balloons would just pile up, where the fans don't reach. Catgrow member for 9 months. Thank you very much, Catgrow. It reminds me, I've got a couple messages I need to go back and read. You guys are quite generous. Little B, member for 13 months. Welcome to the gallery. Thank you, Ari and Mods, for all you've done and still do. It's been a wonderful year of learning about court, law, and more. Sincerely, thank you. Little B, thank you very much. Congratulations on 13 months. Kay in South Carolina, 32 months. Kay, wonderful supporter of the channel. Thank you for all you've done. We still have a couple things you sent us that are just wonderful. Love listening to these trials with you. Thank you, Kay. Shelly Kelly, this is the trial version of Mad Libs. Fill in the blank here. Unintelligible. Cindy, enjoy the moment. Adds to the swear jar fund. Whew, we needed that. Breezy Bree. Money laundering before the transcripts. Or sorry, there's no laundering in there. I just inserted a crime in the middle of your super chat. Money before the transcripts get you demonetized. Thank you very much. Kelly H. Yikes. Yeah, it's a scary one. Red Pen, this testimony is worth a super chat train. Eh? Thank you, Red Pen. Kelly H. also says intelligible as opposed to unintelligible. Lego Brief says cookie, unintelligible. Leg, unintelligible. Unintelligible. Knife, unintelligible. Or then a pick. Vacuum. Right. We got that. That's pretty much the recording had we listened to it. Wayne Hatchell says, am I allowed to be unintelligible? I think you've purchased that right today, Wayne. Thank you. Chem Lady member for 11 months. Color change coming soon. South Carolina here as well. Chem Lady, welcome from North Carolina. Good to have you here. And then Cat Crow member for 9 months as well. You guys are amazing. Thank you for your support of the channel. It makes it all possible. I inserted a crime into the super chat. Yes, I did. It's a true crime channel. You know, if it fits, I'm going to just squeeze it in there. So, and laundering just fit right in the middle of that sentence. So, money laundering. There are YouTube sleep channels. Some have a fan included with rain. But you sort of need to have your own fan to get the whole experience. Currently on Amazon looking for dome fans. Hubby is going to make me quit watching RA because I spend too much because of chat. Well, let me send you an affiliate link. Just kidding. I don't have any recommendations for fans. As far as crime planning language, this was actually fairly tame. I agree. And what's funny is it sounds like it was always instigated by the louder of the two voices who were told as Jose. Eric was always, his first response after, Jose starts and says, oh, this is how we have to do it. I'm going to have to whack her or whatever it is. Whatever he says, Eric's first response is always, huh? Like where did this conversation come from, right? Constantly, until the very end. And then he seems a little more involved in the, oh crap, we're going to get caught phase of the conversation, which he's suddenly very, very vested in. I think the other guy in the truck did get a charge. I don't have the details.
Anything to address before we bring in the jury?
Yes, there were no costumes.
Morning, I think the state requested an order to show cause for witness Tamara Marquez.
Is she here?
She is present. She's here. An order was never signed, so
okay.
we're not seeking anything further. We anticipate wrapping up with this testimony and then calling her for the lunch break, and then I think we're
Yeah.
We don't have any other witnesses for this afternoon.
Regarding that, did you either side have any requests as far as what I tell the jury as far as why we're not having session this afternoon?
After the surveillance video, we don't have any other witnesses today.
And that's going to be
And
quick.
because our last witness is testifying in Broward County right now.
Right.
Right, okay.
Do you want me to just stay silent and just tell them we're going to continue the trial tomorrow morning, they have the afternoon off, or tell them that the witness is testifying somewhere else?
The former, not the latter.
Okay. We'll just leave it silent. Okay.
Pantouffle, 20 years alcohol free.
How about this,
today.
though, to make them feel better?
That is awesome. Congratulations.
Well,
Thanks for sharing that.
We're preparing the law and legal instructions? Or?
When do you anticipate that the evidence will be closed, if I say it generically that way, on
Tomorrow.
Thursday, tomorrow?
The state will rest tomorrow.
We anticipate the evidence will be closed tomorrow, do you think? Is that fair?
I wouldn't say that.
And that we would do arguments as either tomorrow afternoon or on Friday?
Yes.
Okay, they'll feel better about that, just have an idea. So they're not nervous about why are we off this afternoon, hopefully,
No, and they'll know the end is
we're on
in sight of the
schedule,
first phase.
exactly. We're on schedule. Okay.
Final issue. There is if I understand the defense correctly, they're not objecting to the accuracy of the recording, which means that calls into question jury instruction 2.11. So it's written in the future tense you are about to listen to. So I guess my request would be, once you could read that to them and just say you just listened to a transcript, maybe put it in the past tense. But I do request the reading of that instruction.
What's the defense position on that?
I don't understand the state's position. They're saying I don't object to the accuracy of the recording. I do. I thought I've made it explicitly clear. I object. I have objected. We objected yesterday. I object today regarding the authenticity of the audio and that the words are appropriately recorded. I have said that. So I don't, to be clear, I only agree to the provenance of where the audio came from. I'm not saying it's made up or, you guys created it out of whole cloth. What I'm saying is I don't agree that it's an inaccurate recording. I do not believe, again, that has been sufficiently authenticated for the record, as I've laid out in my objections repeatedly in the judge's ruling.
What instruction is
There's
it?
two different instructions.
Which one are you requesting?
If she's disputing the accuracy, then the appropriate instruction is 2.11. Accuracy.
But it's the accuracy of the translation.
Which I dispute.
So then it would be
Okay, but this instruction that you're referring to deals with, we have a witness who's speaking Spanish, and the court uses Ms. Valdivieso, a court-certified neutral interpreter, to translate. And the procedure there, which is separate from this case, is that pursuant to our rules of procedure, they are to simply go on what Ms. Valdivieso says and nothing else. This is a different circumstance. This is the state calling its witness in a contested case and asking the jury to put credibility in that witness. And I've said previously, I think it would be reversible error for me to tell the jury anything about except what's being testified to here. I think that's reversible per se error in this scenario, because the jury could disregard the testimony of this witness, period. I have to assume that they could do that. I don't think they're going to do that, but that's not my prerogative. One of the classic rules of trials, the judge may play no part in assisting the jury in making its determination. So the instruction that is referred to by the state, jury to be guided by official English translation, would be me doing that exactly. Telling them, accept the English translation, disregard any different meaning. I would be telling them, this is how you should decide the case. You should accept the testimony of this person and believe it, and that's, I think, reversible error, and I'm not going to give that instruction. I realize there's a tension in the law that has yet to be ferreted out, and Ms. Valdivieso probably would be interested in this. It's questionable. We don't have, this is not our case. We just have someone who's speaking Spanish with no interpreter. No issue as we have in this case. We give this instruction, then there's an issue there as far as if the juror speaks Spanish and they differ with something the interpreter said, where does the law resolve that? Right now it resolves it to say rely on the court certified interpreter, who, as I mentioned, is neutral, works for the court. So to me it's apples and oranges. I'm not going to give that instruction.
And the only reason we requested it is just because it says this instruction is appropriate immediately prior to the jury hearing a tape-recorded conversation in a foreign language if the accuracy of the translation is an issue. We are about to play a recording of them speaking in Spanish, and this instruction says, but this refers to a transcript which we didn't use, but it says whether or not it's an accurate translation is for you to decide. And considering whether it accurately describes the meaning of the conversation, you should consider the testimony presented to you regarding how and by whom the transcript was made, or the translation, we would argue. You may consider the knowledge, training, and experience of the translator. And that, just for the record, that's why we're asking it, because we are about to play some Spanish recordings that she translated.
All right, regardless of all of that, I just don't think it's appropriate, and the defense doesn't want me to give any kind of instruction. Just want you could play the evidence. Now, what I do think we may want to get to with the jury, because we've not explained this to them. The item that you're going to be playing is 170.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 170 and 169. I think it was the other one.
Yes, sir.
That for me to explain to them, as I've explained to them before, sometimes we have an item that's in evidence that's been edited, and therefore it can go back into the jury room with the jury. In this case, the item should be edited, but it has not been edited, cannot be edited. Therefore, the jury can consider it, can be played to them by the lawyers during the trial, during deliberations. It would be available to them to listen to by a request, and it would be brought into the courtroom, which is a standard procedure outlined in the rules, and we could play portions to them that, and this would be up to the attorneys as far as how to isolate in deliberations what it is that they want to listen to, the thing in its totality or parts of it, and that could be problematic. But I think it might be worthwhile for me at least to tell them that this item is in evidence and will be available to them during deliberations, but not in the same way as if it were completely edited and going back with them, because they're going to be curious about that. I'm also anticipating that they would say, we want to get a copy of the transcript, and I've explained to them, I think already, it's not in evidence. And they would have the option too, and I would advise them, if this were to happen during deliberations, they have the ability to come back and listen to the entire testimony of the witness. And I took notes, it's 45 minutes approximately of her entire testimony. We'd play the whole entire 45 minutes of that testimony. But with regard to my concern, do you both agree I should tell them when you seek to publish portions of 170, the issue about it's in evidence, but it has not been edited. There are portions that are irrelevant, just like if it, like an edited thing. So therefore,
we'll defer to how when at some point we need to tell them, whether it be now or before after we finish.
True, that's true.
We would normally tell them at that point, hey, all of this evidence is coming back except for these items if you want to hear these, because we have to tell them that later.
But it's a defense thing. I'm open to either way. I'm leaning more to telling them now, just so they're in advance notice of that issue. What do you think?
I just think that it's kind of out of place, Judge, and that I would ask it
If
to be with all the other instructions.
Maybe I'll just leave it alone, because there is the possibility they don't make the request at all.
Right.
And during your closing, you could play whatever you want too.
Right.
All right, so I'll just leave it alone. All right. All right, so with that, we're ready to proceed with the cross-examination of the witness, if there is any, and you're concluding with this witness. Or are you having this witness, you're doing that? Because you had another witness in addition to this, didn't you, or no?
We do.
Okay.
We would ask to call her before the lunch break.
Okay.
She'll be very
Yeah,
quick.
because we're going to break for the day anyway. So we'll go a little bit after. We can go to 12:30 if need be.
She'll be very, very quick.
Okay. Let's bring in the jury. We'll continue.
Okay, you guys got all that scheduling hammered down? It's going to be an early out day. Judge takes a sip from his Godzilla mug. You know, I don't think defense is calling anybody, right? Both sides have agreed that the jury can be told that, you know, we're pretty much going to wrap up the evidentiary portion of this trial this week. The jury was told it was going to take 2 weeks altogether. Of course, that includes a potential, possible, or in some cases quite likely, penalty phase. Mel, congratulations. That is awesome. It's the small wins that we like to count, you know. If I was this dude, would I testify? I don't think it would help him. I mean, first of all, he talks so much, and there's so much to ask him about. Don't think so. But I think if I was this dude, I would have been looking for a plea deal long before this moment.
All right. The jury is present, and you may continue with your examination of Ms. Campos.
Ms. Campos, I believe before the break you said that you had worked on this on State's Exhibit 170 for approximately 55 hours. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is State's Exhibit 170, can you describe for the jury the audibility of this? In other words, are portions of it very difficult to listen to and understand, and portions of it easy, somewhere in the middle? Tell the jury about that.
This was one of the more difficult audios I've had to translate in my 15 years. However, given that there was one person more clear than the other, those are the parts that I was able to translate.
Okay.
But there are many difficult parts in there, given background noise, foreground noise. From my understanding, the recording was from a garbage truck, the outside noise. So there was a lot of elements to the audio.
Were there certain portions of this of the videos and audios that you had to go back and re-listen to multiple times before you were able to arrive at your conclusion?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell the jury about that?
I would say that goes for the whole audio. I had to make sure that I went back, that I slowed it down, that I listened and re-listened to make sure that what I was going to put down was going to be my rendition of the translation, and that I felt it was accurate.
Okay. I am going to play a certain portion that I believe you said is a little more audible than others. Is that right?
Yes.
Here we go. We got the audio.
Can you please turn to audio session 3 of 9?
Okay.
And we'll begin with "Do You" halfway down the page. Are you ready? Okay.
Yes.
Now I want you to tell me when you want me to stop so you can translate this portion to the jury, okay?
Okay. Do you want me, how far do you want me to go?
You tell me. Whenever you want me to stop stop so that you can translate, then that's when I'll stop.
Okay.
Okay.
We're testing her now. She's calm, cool, and collected. She says, bring it. That's the fan.
Nadie sabe. Todo el mundo está hablando, ay, el chico Osana, el chico Ayden, el chico Ayden, el chico... Eso es rumores de todo el mundo. Ella está chingando a él y está preñada de él. Ella dice que no es de él.
She's reading the transcript. You know what I'm saying? I got that part.
It starts with, do you want me to tell you what's going on, or do you prefer not to know? Then it's unintelligible. Know what? You're the only one that's unintelligible, and you don't lie. They should know who unintelligible, bro. Unintelligible. And I'm the only one. She's pregnant from that little asshole that works there. She says it's mine, supposedly. I can't take chances. I lose everything. No, I'm telling you the truth. If something happens to me, you already know. I'm going to blow her brains out so she doesn't talk. I have to do it, Eric. I have no other choice. I'm going to lose everything. What I need is someone to drive me. That's it. Then there's like a brief pause in between there. You'll hear it again. The audio starts again, and then it's inaudible, unintelligible.
Objection. This was not what I anticipated this would look like. I thought she was supposed to translate. She's just rereading the transcript. I thought this was supposed to prove that she can translate, that she can hear it and translate. That sort of just reading it again is not helpful. Yes, I'm confused as well. Is this the audio after the FBI enhanced her move? No, this is before. This is the audio with the clicks, with the fan. That rattling sound is the fan. And it's with the noise from the engine and the wind and other traffic and the garbage truck compressor, compactor and everything. It's all of that. But she's just reading the script. I think she missed the mark on what she was supposed to do. Perhaps explain better. Should have played the cleaned up version. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It sounded like it got clear. There was a part where it got clear. It could have been the if the truck came to a stop. These were 1 minute segments back to back to back to back, right? The truck comes to a stop, so the engine's not going at a high rate of speed. There might be no traffic around, and that's just a quiet part, and then they start again. Yeah, she needs headphones. She needs her foot pedals. Defense is still objecting on the same thing over and over and over. Trying to get this thrown out, or at least build a foundation for a solid appeal, which I think they may have already with their objections, with the case law, with the fact that they didn't stipulate. I don't believe we haven't got yet from the prosecution testimony that really solidifies whose voices we're hearing. And is this actually what happened? I mean, there's so much noise, the jury might be in doubt. It's like, no, there's no way you're pulling that out of there. There are parts that you can hear pretty well, and I think that might be enough. I'm wondering if we got too much in. What I'm saying is we should have had more unintelligibles. And here's the back side of the defendant. That's her mom right there. Yeah, just off the screen. Lizzie, I agree. The judge needs to sort of settle this issue. It's dragged on for nearly 24 hours now, plus whatever arguments happened pre-trial. He has made a ruling, but it seems like the defense is somehow able to keep revisiting it from sort of a different angle, but their argument's been the same every time. Yeah, that's why I thought originally when the judge was talking yesterday about how they were going to do this, I thought at one point he was almost suggesting that, oh, you've got a translator, just bring him in. We'll play the tape, you pause it, and they translate. That's impossible. It would be unintelligible, the entire thing. They need to be able to it took 55 hours. 55 hours to get what we just heard in an hour. Apparently it was brought up in pretrial and just not agreed to, so it just went forward. It's one thing to have a clear recording of someone's voice speaking in another language and having a translator be able to listen live and translate it. That's hard. In and of itself, it's hard. I know translators are really good at it. That's why they get paid the big bucks. But it's another thing to have to, have faint voices amidst the noise that you need to pick out and piece together to follow a conversation and listen to it in the courtroom. You can proceed, he said. Not sure how the ruling went down. Sorry to bore you, Jose.
Let me go back. I'm sorry. And based on that clip, and to refresh, we're on session 3 of 39.
Yes.
Okay. And at the bottom, where it says OV. Mm-hmm. So my question is this. The person who spoke that, were they the less audible voice or the more audible voice?
In that portion that begins with the OV, it was spoken by the person that could be heard clearer.
Oh, okay. So it's more clear, meaning more audible.
Yes, more audible, yes.
Okay. So can you go ahead, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was the portion where you left off? Around that portion?
Around that portion, yes.
Okay. Can you go ahead and translate that?
Yes.
Do you want to clarify?
Oh, yeah. And are you, when you're doing this, okay?
Are you reading it?
And we see that you're referring to your transcript as well, okay? You also heard the audio in live time.
Yes.
So my question is, are you, when you translate to the jury that you just did, are you using the transcript to refresh your recollection, or are you translating that in real time based on everything you just heard, or both?
I'm basing it off the translation. That's what I translated.
I'm reading it, she says.
Because without my equipment, I'm not able to hear everything. I would probably need to stop certain portions, probably slow them down, go back. Mm-hmm. But I know that that's the portion because I can hear some of the parts.
So you based on what you just heard in court, you're able to translate that portion to the jury.
Another objection, probably for testifying. I liked the summation by the prosecutor, although he needed that to come as the answer from the witness, not from himself. But basically, yes, she's reading. She's not translating. She's reading. That's why she could go 3 minutes of audio, of bad garbage audio, literally, and then be like, okay, I can translate that, and then read it back, because she's already translated it before. She would need her pedals. She'd need her headphones. She would need, can they get her pedals? I'd love to be able to just bring your equipment and let's listen in. Just plug in the audio jack so we can hear what you hear as you're and casa over and over, just like, oh, house. You said house. Half the jury speaks Spanish. They're contemplating this whole issue, complicating it. Yes, but I'm thinking more about the defense's main argument here. And their argument isn't that this is not the audio from the truck. It's not that the chain of custody wasn't followed, or even that the translation is accurate. Their argument is
that particular section. Based on what you just heard, are you translating that in real time, or do you need to refresh your recollection using the transcript that's in front of you?
I need to use the translation in front of me to refresh my recollection. But I know that when he started saying, "Do you want me to tell you what's going on, or do you prefer not to know?" I know it's that section.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Please feel free to refresh your recollection, and then clarify with the jury.
I'm not the only one. She's pregnant from that little asshole that works there. She says it's mine, supposedly. I can't take chances. I'll lose everything. No, I'm telling you the truth. If something happens to me, you already know. I'm going to blow her brains out so she doesn't talk. I have to do it, Eric. I have no other choice. I'm going to lose everything. What I need is someone to drive me. That's it.
Another objection. She's just reading. She doesn't understand. I don't think the prosecutor's making it clear. The way that this could be fixed is the prosecutor should take the transcript from the witness and have her translate a very small portion of the audio, which will be extremely difficult. Get a little white noise here, sorry. Gonna mute it here for a second. The more she says, the worse it is for the defense, right? But she's also sort of weakening her own testimony by saying, I can't translate this. I can't hear this and tell you what I'm hearing right now. I need special equipment to understand. And if the jury says you need special tools to be able to hear, are the tools adding something that's not there? This is room for some doubt. It's not much because there's a lot we could hear. We may proceed in that fashion, says the judge.
Go ahead and pick up where you left off. I'm sorry.
Okay. Unintelligible, but nobody knows. Everyone is talking. Oh yeah, she fucked unintelligible. She fucked Eric. She fucked this one. She fucked. These are rumors. That's the point. She was nagging that she was pregnant by him. She says it's not his. If my wife found out something like that, oh my God, bro. I lose everything, bro. Unintelligible. I have a spot. I already have her. I'm telling you the truth. I've already prepared for her well. I told her that there are some people that want to pay her because she unintelligible. And she asked me, will you go with me? Because I don't know them. And I told her, yeah, I'll go. Throw me a couple of bucks my way. You know what I'm saying? I have to find a spot and dump her there. You know what I'm saying? How did you do it? All right?
Okay, we'll stop right there. I'm going to play you one more clip. And I believe it was another one that was more audible. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Eric might be problematic because he may plead the fifth if he has appeals.
Okay. Ms. Campos? Yes.
We're going to remain on session 3 of 39. And again, for the jury, what is the date of this conversation?
August 21st, 2018.
Okay. I want to direct your attention to page 7, about halfway down the sentence that begins with look.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and play that. And again, you tell me when to stop, okay?
Una cosa así, haga, una de las conocieron un nuevo bicho de montón de cuerpo. Nadie sabe qué iba ahí.
Look, leave her in something like that. Leave her. No one will find her. Like what those cocksuckers did with unintelligible body. No one knows who was in there. Then there was that brief pause. If I do it quietly, nobody is going to unintelligible.
Okay, let me stop you there. That particular phrase, that particular piece of speech, was that spoken by the person that was less audible or the person that was more audible?
More audible.
Okay, then let's continue just to that next paragraph.
Okay. You didn't play the next one. You want to play the next one?
Yep. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start right now.
Por eso que te traigo que si ya para los cuatro, la coja que llevo en 3 puertas. Aquí nadie se conoce aquí. Nadie tiene ni para un lado. Van a mi casa siguiendo los encuentros donde sea. Poco a poco. Y después a la copa la quemo. La lavo con todo.
Stop it there. Is that translation matching up?
I'll do it quietly. No one knows anything. That's why I was telling you that unintelligible, because the things I'm going to be wearing, nobody here knows you or me. Nobody has to go to my house. If they go to my house, unintelligible. I'm just saying, little by little, I'll throw away all the clothes, or I burn them, or wash them with Clorox. That's where it stopped.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, and again, the person who spoke those sentences, was that the person who was less audible or the person who was more audible?
More audible.
Okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Campos, thank you very much. I appreciate your participation in this. Defense counsel may have some.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge. Ma'am, so to be clear, this is your second time testifying in court?
Yes.
Okay. And I think what I heard you tell the state is that you were missing a lot from who you were saying, I guess, are classifying as the further away person. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're missing a whole other half of the conversation in large parts, right?
Well, we're missing parts of both.
Oh, of both.
Yes.
Okay, so we're missing some of the one that's the most audible.
No. We're missing mostly from the one that's not as audible.
No, I got that part, but you said we're missing some of both.
Well, you'll see in the translation where there's portions of UI.
Right, so even the one that's the most audible, we're still missing portions of those conversations from the most audible person, correct?
Not as much.
I understand that.
But still some.
Still missing some. Yes, the answer is yes?
Yes.
Okay. And we're missing a lot from the person who is the second speaker, the person who's not the lesser audible person.
Yes.
Okay. Do you think that it might affect the conversation and our understanding of the conversation if we're missing large parts of the second speaker and at least some of the first speaker?
No, because what the speaker said was what the speaker said, and what was heard, it was translated.
Okay, what the speaker said was what the speaker said. That's what you just said?
Well, yes, whoever I could hear the most, that was what was translated.
Okay. Did you, there's a draft of the translation. Did you author that draft?
I don't have the draft.
Permission to approach the witness?
Okay.
Did you author that draft?
No.
Okay. Have you reviewed that draft?
Yes.
Okay. So you're aware that this was authored by a different person?
Yes.
A different translator?
Yes.
Okay. So you reviewed this draft and then you made your own translation, or you made your own translation and then you reviewed this draft?
No, as a final translation, which is this one, the one you have.
Right.
That is final and certified, what the FBI calls certified for the court to be used for legal purposes.
Who made it?
Understood. My question is, if you've reviewed the draft, which you've told me that you have, that was prepared by another person who translated the same audio that you translated, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you explain the massive discrepancies in translations from that translator's draft to your draft?
You would have to ask the first translator. That was just a foundation for me. I was going to own this final version, and that's what I did. I reviewed the foundation draft that you have, and I used all of my equipment, all of my skills, my hearing ability, and I owned this last translation to certify for court.
Right. I understand that you have to come and testify to what you translated, but you also reviewed the translation of another translator, and it was significantly different to the extent that just starting out at the transcript, you wrote, I'm going to help you so that blank, unintelligible, over there, I have to do something. When I finish with what I'm doing, I'm going to give you something, and you have to put it away and throw it away with time. Whereas the draft says, I am not going to turn here because there's nothing over there. We have to do something.
Objection, improper impeachment?
I'll sustain the objection. You're allowed to go into this, but I think you need to take it in steps to establish the particular facts that you're going to ask her about.
Okay, yes,
Or
sir.
break it up so
Yes,
it's kind
sir.
of compound.
Okay, you understand that you testified today, and we just went over your transcript. That in your transcript, do you agree, in your testimony today, was that the first sentence is, I'm going to help you so that unintelligible over there. I have to do something. When I finish with what I'm doing, I'm going to give you something, and you have to put it away and throw it away with time. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever at a time review any translation that was different than that?
I did not review it. I used it as a foundation to guide me to get to my final translation.
Okay, let me change the word for you. Did you ever read another draft, another translation, prior to making your translation?
No, I didn't read it. I listened to the audio, and since this was going to be my version, I translated what I heard.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the right answer.
When I asked you maybe like 5 minutes ago, if you read this draft and I showed it to you and you took out your glasses and you put them on and you looked at it and you read it, you said, yes, I've seen that. And
I've seen it, yes.
Okay. Seen it.
When?
Have you read it?
No.
So you saw this draft from another translator and you never read it?
I read it to guide me to get to this one.
Okay, so you did read it?
Oh, no.
Not all of it.
Okay, which parts did you read? Let's go over the parts you read.
I don't remember. That was so long ago that I did this translation.
Okay, well, let's talk about the first line. Did you read the first line on the first page?
Defense is winning this one.
I guess I did. I don't
Okay.
remember. I mean, that was so long ago. I
Okay.
can't tell you. I do so many translations on a daily basis. It's
Understood.
hard.
And do you recall that translation on the first line said, I am not going to turn here because there is nothing over there. We have to do something. When I finish with what I'm doing, I am going to give you something, and you have to keep it safe or throw it away.
I did not hear that first portion. I heard what you see here on this translation. That's what I heard.
Okay, my point is though, ma'am, throughout the different, your transcript, your translation, and this other person's translation, I assume this other person worked for the FBI, right?
Yes, they do.
Okay, and they have similar, if not the same equipment as
Yes.
you? But you heard entirely different things. Is that accurate?
That's accurate. This is what I heard.
Okay, this is what you heard.
Yes.
But it's different than what the other person translated.
Yes.
And again, this was one of, if not the most difficult translation that you've done because of what we just heard. It's mostly road noise.
Yes.
And that's the best that the FBI could do to make it so that you could translate it, right?
Yes.
That's it in its best format for you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. No further questions.
Any further questions from the state?
Yes. Ma'am, you said that there is a first FBI translator, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
You need to
Can
clean
you
this
go
up.
ahead and explain to the jury
What the peer review process is for the Federal Bureau of Investigation? And,
Yes.
And more important, why it's in place.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
When a translation gets to the language specialist, someone like me, the first language specialist or linguist, as we're called, does their first draft. That's why it's called a draft, and it's labeled as a draft. This is their rendition of what they heard. The process for the FBI, it goes through an operational review, meaning it goes to another linguist who uses that translation as a guide, just as a foundation, to help guide them to get to their final translation, which that linguist will own. And that is usually for court purposes, and that's what the FBI calls a certified translation for legal use, for court.
Okay. Is this peer review process, is this something that is designed to ensure the accuracy of the translation?
Correct.
Okay, okay. And is that the whole reason that it's in place?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
Further questions from the defense?
Just briefly, Judge.
Sure.
So, to be clear, you did review this because you were the reviewer of the draft, right? You read it.
Well, when I started seeing things that I didn't agree with that I couldn't hear, I just went on and did my own.
Okay, but again, when I just talked to you, you said you didn't read it all.
Because I didn't read it, I hear the things, then I write, then I type.
No, I understand for your translation, you have to listen to it and type it out. I get that part. I'm saying this part from the first FBI agent, you just said you review it.
Linguist.
The linguist. You review it.
Right.
So I assume because it's in a written form, that means when we say review, you mean you read it.
Well, I reviewed it, like glanced over it and scanned it, but I didn't read it. I didn't read the whole thing. It was too long.
Okay. I don't have any further questions for
Any further questions from the
She's
state?
frustrated.
May this witness be released from her subpoena?
No, I'd ask her to remain.
All right, thank you. You may step down. You do remain under subpoena for the trial. Thank you.
He's like, why?
And the state's, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go just a little bit longer, so bear with us. Don't get too worried about lunch. We'll discuss that in a second. State may call its next witness.
So we'll call Tamara Marquez.
Tamara Marquez, this was the missing witness, almost got a show cause subpoena. Get to court and explain why you're not here.
Translator.
We'll need a translator. We just sent her out of the room. Our linguist is
I will
gone.
go ahead and swear the court-certified interpreter. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the court-certified interpreter. This is Ms. Rosario Valdiviezo. She's a court-certified interpreter. She works for me. She doesn't work for either of the parties. She will assist in translating the testimony of a witness that doesn't speak fluent English. I will swear her at this time to do exactly that. If you raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English?
I do. Rosario Valdivieso, certified Spanish court interpreter. Good
Thank
afternoon, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Señora,
Ma'am, if you can raise your right hand.
puede levantar
face
su
the
mano
court.
derecha mirando a la secretaria.
Do you swear or affirm
Jura o afirma
that the evidence you're about to give
que el testimonio que va a
will be
dar
the truth,
será la verdad,
the whole truth,
toda la verdad
and nothing but the
y
truth?
nada más que la verdad? I affirm. Gracias.
That way the witness
La paso
can-
para allá para que tome asiento.
Ask her to translate the recording. Hey, ma'am, while you're here, I've got this 44 minutes.
Particular translator and witness, as I've mentioned to you, she does not work for either side. She works for the court. She's completely neutral. She's here to assist us in communication with the witness. She will only repeat what is said and will not add to, omit, or summarize anything. And I have administered the oath to her, and the witness will testify through the interpreter. Although some of you may know Spanish, with regard to this witness, it is important that all jurors consider the same evidence. Therefore, you must accept the English translation of the witness's testimony through the court-certified interpreter and disregard any other different meaning. And you may proceed with the witness. We'll have her sworn through the clerk. Was she sworn through the clerk
She
already?
was, yes.
The witness?
Yes.
Okay, and you may inquire of the witness.
Good afternoon. If you could state your full name and spell your last name for the record.
Buenas tardes, si puede darnos su nombre completo y deletrear su apellido para nosotros.
Tamara Carreño Márquez.
Tamara Carreño Márquez.
And if you want to spell your last name.
¿Puede deletrear su apellido?
C-A-R-R-E-N-O.
C-A-R-R-E-N-O.
And where do you currently reside?
¿Dónde vive usted ahora, señora?
2617 Southwest Cactus Circle, Port St. Lucie, Florida.
2617
I think we'll get that out. We
Port
don't need
St. Lucie, Florida.
And how long have you lived at that residence?
¿Cuánto tiempo lleva viviendo en ese lugar?
Más de 14 años.
Longer than 14 years.
So did you reside at 26 at that same address on Cactus Circle in 2018?
Entonces usted vivió en esa dirección en Cactus Circle.
I'm going to crank the volume, but the questions
Yes.
will be loud.
And in August of 2018, did your house have surveillance cameras?
Y en agosto del 2018 su casa tenía una cámara que grababa.
Varias cámaras, sí.
Several, yes.
Okay. And at that time, were your surveillance cameras functioning?
Y en ese momento esas cámaras estaban funcionando.
Sí.
Yes.
And were they capable of making recordings of what occurred at your property?
Y eran capaces de hacer grabaciones de lo que estaba pasando en su propiedad.
Sí.
Yes.
Prior to today's date, I'm going to show you what's been marked for identification is State's Exhibit 166.
Previo a esto, le quiero mostrar lo que ha sido marcado como prueba ser admitida de la Fiscalía, número 167.
Before you took the stand today, did you have the chance to look at surveillance video from your house from back in August 23rd of 2018?
Antes de que usted viniera aquí a dar testimonio, usted tuvo la oportunidad de revisar el video que se hizo el 23 de agosto del 2018.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. And the video that you watched with me, is that a video from your house back in 2018?
Y el video que usted vio allá afuera conmigo es el video que fue de su casa en el 2018.
Sí.
Yes.
And the depiction of your property in that video, is that what your property looked like back in 2018?
La descripción que se ve en el video de su casa es como su casa lucía en el 2018.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. And did you alter that video in any way yourself?
¿Usted manipuló o alteró ese video de alguna manera?
No.
No.
Do you recognize what I showed you as State's Exhibit 166, this flash drive?
¿Usted reconoce lo que he marcado
Hello,
como
Megan
número
Fox and
166,
fellow
este flash
foxes.
drive aquí?
Good to have you here. We just got
Yes.
raided.
How is it that you recognize that?
¿Cómo es que usted lo reconoce?
¿El video?
¿The video?
Is this the video that I'm referencing from your house back in August of 2018?
Este es el video que yo me estoy refiriendo de su casa en el agosto del 2018.
¿El que veía afuera?
The one that I saw outside?
Yes.
Sí.
Porque es mi casa.
That's my house.
And are these your initials on that flash drive?
¿Y estas son sus iniciales aquí en el flash drive?
Sí.
Yes.
At this time, the state moving evidence has been marked for identification as 166. The evidence is 166.
No objection.
That item will come into evidence without objection.
Hopefully this video camera is a little better than the last one we watched, which barely had the corner, top right-hand corner caught possibly his truck for about a second. Let's see what this one looks like. Every little piece of evidence, obviously, taken together, can build a pretty compelling story. Welcome to the Fox Den. Good to have you here. Megan, how are you doing? Welcome. You're doing great. This should be the last testimony we get for today. We're going to have an early out right at lunch, I think. So let's see what happens.
And is this the surveillance video of your front yard?
Este es el video vigilante de su jardín de enfrente.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay.
23rd of August, 8:11
Where this
p.m.
doormat is that where your front door would be?
El felpudo acá es donde indica que está la puerta de entrada.
De entrada, sí.
Yes, entrance.
Okay, and is this your driveway where we see, I guess, looks like possibly a trash can at the end?
Esa es la entrada cuando entran los carros a su casa, lo que parece que está marcado con un tacho de basura.
Sí.
Yes.
All right, man, we're going to play the video.
Voy a poner el video.
If we are looking at this screen and you're standing at your front door facing the street, do you have a neighbor directly to your left?
Estamos parados aquí mirando este vehículo aquí. Usted tiene un vecino directamente a su lado izquierdo.
En ese tiempo, sí.
At that time, yes.
Okay. And did the neighbor to your left drive a truck?
Y el vecino de su izquierda manejaba una camioneta, un truck.
Sí.
Yes.
We are stopped on State's Exhibit 166 at the 9-second mark for the record. The screen reads 8/23/2018, 8:11 and 48 seconds p.m. The truck that is where it's paused in this video in your surveillance, do you recognize that truck?
La camioneta que usted ve que está parada en este video de su vigilancia, ¿usted lo reconoce?
Objection, Judge. May we
Sí.
approach?
Yes.
Objection number 35 on the books now. If we watch the video, I'm not sure. I'm not going to play it back right now, but the lights that are visible on the camera on the yard indicate that the truck possibly backed up out of the yard next door, or out of the driveway next door, backed up and lights swept, and then they came forward and swept again. So it would be a vehicle that came from the driveway to the left of the camera as you're looking at the street, which basically says this gives us a timestamp of when the defendant's truck left his house. So this is important. It's his truck. She recognizes it. She's seen it a lot. Does the garbage truck have an infotainment system? For infotainment, you have to guess the object you just threw in the back. That's what infotainment is. My brother, when he was just a teenager, probably like not even 18 yet, worked on the back of a garbage truck. I don't know, he might have been 18. Hard work. Back in the day, that was before the whole automated, the arms, you know, that part. So you had to like pick up the cans and chuck them. And he was like Popeye. He was like ripped from throwing garbage cans all day.
Directions.
So you testified that back when your neighbor at the time in 2018, did that individual drive a truck?
Entonces usted dijo de que el vecino de su izquierda en ese tiempo, en el 2018, él manejaba una camioneta.
Sí.
Yes.
And was it a man or a woman?
¿Era un hombre o mujer?
Hombre.
Man.
And where would he typically park his truck?
¿Dónde él comúnmente estacionaba su camioneta?
Me recuerdo debajo de una mata que estaba en frente de su casa, enfrente no, allá al costado, una sombra.
I remember it was underneath some a tree, not in front, on the side of it, under the shade.
Okay. Did he park in his driveway, or did he park similar to how this car left of the screen is parked?
¿Él estacionaba en lo que es la entrada de la casa como eso, o es que estacionaba así en la calle como está ese carro?
Detrás del carro de mi esposo, vendría quedando en la yarda, detrás del carro de mi esposo.
Behind my husband's car, it would be like on the yard, behind my husband's car.
And just so I understand, is your husband's car the car that's the furthest to the left?
Entonces, para que me quede claro, el carro que está aquí estacionado es el carro de su esposo.
Sí.
Yes.
And when you say behind it, would it be
Pues.
in the swale but off screen?
Entonces, ¿usted se refiere aquí a la hendidura enfrente, pero que no está en la pantalla ahorita?
Sí.
Yes.
Objection. 36. So she's testifying that, yes, he parked in the yard behind the truck that was by my husband's car. That would mean that he would have to back out, or it would be logical that he would back out and then drive on the street across like that. They're trying to just say this is very likely to be Jose's truck. Did they say closing arguments tomorrow? No, tomorrow we're going to have another translator, basically rinse, wash, repeat, with different conversations, I believe. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to hear tomorrow. But that translator is currently testifying in a case in Broward County, I think.
So once again, normally you referenced your husband's car. Where the neighbor would park their truck would be, if we were looking at this, normally would be off screen alongside of the road.
Entonces, donde usted dice que generalmente estacionaba su carro su esposo, entonces usted dice de que el vecino estacionaba en lo que aquí no se vería en la pantalla, pero sería en este lado. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. No further questions.
Gracias, no tengo más preguntas, señor.
Any questions from the defense?
No questions.
May Ms. Marquez be released from her subpoena?
Yes.
Any objection to releasing? Thank you, Ms. Marquez. You are released from your subpoena. You're free to stay or leave as you wish. And that concludes the testimony this morning.
It does.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, through no fault of the attorneys on either side of the case, we're not able to continue the trial this afternoon. I guess the good part of that is you have the afternoon off. We're going to start again tomorrow morning. To make you feel better about that, too, I've conferred with the lawyers. The case is on schedule, and we anticipate the evidence being closed tomorrow with the attorneys making their arguments either tomorrow afternoon or Friday morning, which there again is very much within the time frame that we anticipated. Don't speculate on the reasons for that, and we're probably going to be working on some other matters outside of your presence, as I've mentioned to you yesterday. Remember, very importantly, avoid all media coverage of the case. Don't do any research about the case or the people or issues involved. Don't talk to anyone, including your fellow jurors. Enjoy the rest of your day, and same procedure tomorrow, 8:45 in the morning, 8:45 in the morning. We'll see you then. And please leave your notes on your chairs.
Don't take your papers with you, please. That means that this trial will be done for the day, but we have a couple others we can watch. Judge Simpson, Kansas 13th is active as well. Dickerson with Judge Wolf, some of our favorites. I know Judge Boyd is back. So we might do a little bit of court hopping this afternoon if you're up for it. We'll take a lunch break first. There's even parole, Louisiana Board and Parole stuff going on. There's lots of stuff today.
All right, the jury has exited. Before we break, anything else we should address from either side? Do you think that we should address now, or simply break and reconvene tomorrow morning?
Let's do it now.
No, I will say tomorrow, the transcript for tomorrow is a little bit different. The translated transcript tomorrow actually lists the Spanish and the English, but it does not, from my recollection, it doesn't identify the parties. It identifies them as MV1 and MV2. So I don't know if we may try to renew.
Does it have the edited portions in there, the blackouts?
There is one word that is redacted in that whole, if I remember correctly, I think there's one word that's blacked out.
I think that's right. It had much.
What's the word?
Much fewer
I think it's
redactions
just
than the other transcript.
Tell us the word.
So, guess we'll see. We'll take that tomorrow. See if the defense has an objection. It might be different than this one.
Bird's the word.
I don't know if we're going to try to introduce it on just.
It's a much shorter transcript of it because it's as I recall, it's a shorter.
It's only one day.
15 pages.
15 pages, right? 15 pages.
As opposed to the 44 we had today.
we'll take that, I guess, when it comes. Any other issues? So we have that testimony left.
And a few other witnesses, but I expect to rest at or before noon.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
And then we'll go from there. We could either do closing arguments in the afternoon or on Friday morning.
Ooh.
The charge conference, I think, is going to be pretty quick. Based on I've given you where I stand with the instructions, and they're pretty. I think we're pretty close to that. But I would invite you to take a second look at that, so no surprises, and we're all ready to do that. But I'll be open-minded too, since we have. We could either do tomorrow afternoon closings or Friday morning, but it looks like we're on schedule to do that, possibly.
If we do Friday morning,
do you have any
definitely
preference,
won't
just so I know, would you
interrupt
prefer
the
to do
podcast.
Friday morning? So I'm kind of guessing that would be your preference.
That probably would be the preference, but it's up to Ms. Minton to express.
Any idea?
I don't have a preference.
Okay, it might be moot depending on where we are time-wise, you know.
Right. I'm of two minds about it, so I have no preference.
Okay, so I guess we'll play it by ear.
Maybe Friday.
We'll play it by ear.
Play it by ear.
For closing, do you think you're both going to request total, like say an hour and a half, or at most, or an hour and a half? Okay.
If I go over an hour and a half, we're in trouble.
Not that I restrict you, but I just kind of gauge, what I would anticipate in the case.
No limits.
Okay. All right, so nothing else for us to take today before we break. Very good. We'll see you tomorrow morning. We'll be adjourned till tomorrow morning on this case at 8:45. Enjoy your rest of the day and the evening. We'll see you in the morning.
All right. With that, the judge sort of spilled the beans. We did hear this earlier today. If you didn't, you know now that the defense is planning on not calling any witnesses in this trial. That means the defendant will not take the stand. They're not going to call a competing translator. They're not going to call anybody, at least in this portion. Now, they have called witnesses for the sentencing phase after the guilt phase is over. The sentencing phase, they have witnesses, and those have been excluded from the courtroom. They were actually here earlier, like the first day of trial. They just sat in, and they had to be kicked out. So we've got basically 3 half days. We might do a little bit of court hopping this afternoon, which will be a lot of fun. We're going to go to lunch first, though, because it is lunchtime. It is 12:40. We're a little bit late for some of y'all, a little bit early for others. I have to say about the auto recording, I think the defense is playing the long game on this one, and they're laying a pretty good foundation. Oh, we've got a spam call. Hang on. Hold, please. Hello? Hang on. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hi there. Good morning. My name is Melanie. I'm calling to inform you about new updates in final expense
Melanie, you sound like a robot.
Though we can't predict
Can
the
you
future,
slow down
we
your
can
speech
plan
a little
for
bit?
it. This insurance helps take care of your life.
Okay, sorry. Melanie's not listening. I'm pretty sure when they sell my information from one spammer to another, they're like, he answers calls right at lunchtime. So call then. That's it. Call at lunchtime. All right. I was going to say this, the last witness, she's a new witness, meaning that she's only testified, this is her second time in court. I don't think she understood the implications of the questions she was answering. If she had known a little better what the defense was getting at, I think she would have answered a little differently. Not that she would have changed the substance of her answer, but she would have framed it in wording that would have been more conducive to court and not problematic. But the way she said, oh yeah, I reviewed this and I used that to make my translation, that's like red flags. That's like screaming, throw it out, judge, we have an appeal, a mistrial. That's a problem. But I think they're setting this up for the long haul. They've said over and over, look how many times they've said, Judge, we've never agreed to that the sounds you hear on the recording are what actually happened in the truck. And that's a weird little argument, right? Because they're like, oh, we're fine with you bringing the recording in, and we know that it came from the company into the FBI and it went through these people. But they're arguing the authenticity of the recording of the actual events. Is that how it actually happened? Is that what was actually said? It seems like a small detail, but it might work for them, especially because they've been consistent in fighting this, and the state really hasn't laid that foundation yet. We think we're going to get a couple witnesses tomorrow that will say, that, what they need to say is this. They need to get up on the stand and say, I have listened, I have talked to Mr. Jose for X number of hours or known them for X number of years, and I can recognize his voice out of a crowd. Pick me 1,000 people, I'll recognize his every time. And when I listen to this audio recording, that voice you heard right there that said this, that is Jose. And that other voice, that is Eric. We need to identify that and say, I recognize this and this is right. That's important. Right now we know this recording came from the truck that Jose was assigned to. They're not calling Eric because I think that he's a problematic witness. Let's see. Laurie says, if you want to keep up trials coming up. Josh Ritter does. It's either Monday or Wednesday. A roundup of video that's going on in trial world. He knows about some I've never heard of. Josh Ritter is fantastic. Courtroom Confidential. Wonderful. I think I need another one of his shirts. I think I'm going to order another one. So, yeah, Josh is great. His channel is fantastic. Love. This is not a prank call. Hang on.
Call from Bap.
Bap? Bap?
Hey.
This is Raw.
Yeah, I haven't called in a minute, right?
It's been a hot minute. How are you doing?
Great. Yesterday was my birthday, actually.
Happy birthday, Bap. 21
Thank you.
again. That's great.
More like 40, but yeah.
What's on your mind?
I couldn't hear. Yeah. I'm confused as to why, and maybe you can answer this for me. Why do you think it is that they didn't have someone come in and maybe identify the voices beforehand, before they had her translate?
This is a great question, and I don't know why, unless it was strictly an availability issue, which I don't think it is. Why would you not authenticate them first? We've already got they're already admitted, right? Why would you not? Because that would have given us the ability to say, and then Jose said, and then Eric said, and it would just made it so much clearer. Other than we have loud voice now said this, now quiet voice said this, and the jury's like, well, did loud voice become the quiet voice, or did they switch roles? Is the quiet voice now talking louder? Is it? We need to be able to hear the distinction and know the distinction, and I don't know why they didn't do that. It seems like possibly the state sort of messed up a little bit when the defense agreed to the foundation of allowing them in based on the what did they say, the provenance of the evidence, where it came from, how it was collected and moved into where it is right now. They might have just assumed that they also were stipulating to the authenticity of the evidence.
Right, which makes sense because they went into that argument about the jury instructions, and she was like, wait, no, that is not what I agreed to.
Yeah, it's and they've been fighting that one. It seems like every time that we've put this issue to bed, which we've raised 3-4 times now in this trial in the last 2 days, it seems like we've resolved it and moved on. And then as soon as we start talking about it again, defense objects and says, no, we're not speaking the same language. We're not on board. We never have been. And they have some good case law. Honestly, defense has some good case law to argue their side. They're setting
themselves up for when they appeal. I think they know he's going to be convicted, and they're basically laying the groundwork for when they do their appeal later on.
Yeah, one of the defense lawyers, the gentleman early on in the trial, I think he spoke about the sentencing phase and a concern he had and wanted to resolve a concern for the sentencing phase. I'm like, I would at least couch that whole objection in a should we get to a sentencing phase in this trial, instead of speaking about it as an inevitability that like we're going to be in sentencing next week. So judge, you need to show a little faith in your client, or at least some hope for him that he might not be convicted.
And then one other thing, I think they could have set her up better, because you could tell she's not used to testifying in court, like you were saying, with the whole having only done it, this is her second time. They could have set her up better, as far as even acknowledging that there was a draft previously and how that whole process worked. They could have addressed that when they were doing direct.
Yeah, and part of the
Yeah,
problem,
they did her no favors without addressing that.
I agree, but I can't throw all that blame on the prosecution because the defense really didn't make the objection. I mean, they were doing redactions starting like a week ago, so they've been changing this how they were going to present it for quite a while, and then even right up until she was called in, we were still deciding how the testimony was going to play out, and
That sounds like a smart defense attorney.
It was. She's very good. She's very good. She doesn't have a lot to work with, but the few cards she's been able to play have been good. I don't think she's won in that right. She's kept evidence out, and so the jury's not able to consider that. But she's definitely preserved the record for the appeal, and they've been treading sort of uncertain ground legally from like a judicial standpoint. Which is never good for an appeal because you don't want to be the first person that makes a decision one way or another. Most judges don't like that. But so this judge has been cautious, like overly cautious. It is a death penalty case. Death is different. And he's been very cautious, and he's listened very closely to what the defense has said to make sure he understands and doesn't stray into an area that could just result in this having to be pulled back and done again as soon as it's over.
Yeah, it's been an interesting trial, though, and it's been interesting watching it. I've taken a break from trial watching.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember which trial it was that I came back for, but it's been interesting watching again, and I'm glad to call back in again.
Good. You've got some supporters in chat saying, love when BAP calls in, always making good points. BAP, thank you. I love talking to you.
Thank y'all.
So, wonderful. Have yourself a wonderful day. Have a great lunch.
All right, bye.
All right, bye. Good stuff. That's great. All right. Let's see. I think she's doing a great job with the loser cause for sure. It's a tough one, but everybody deserves a defense, right? A strong defense. The outcome might not, be what they also get consequences. If it's going to appeal anyway, if he's found guilty, it is because it's a death penalty case. There are automatic appeals. She is just continuing the process to protest it, so it will be in the appeal. They won't throw out the recording. She's just protecting the record, and she's protected it very well. And I think it helps her to when there's a moment where the court said, "I thought we resolved this," and she says, "No, I've never done this. You've moved on without me acknowledging this. It's still an issue. It has not been addressed." I think that helps her a little bit. The recording was the cherry on top. Yeah. The recording is terrible for Jose. Absolutely terrible. You can't get much worse than that as far as evidence. Your client, in his own voice, on tape, planning and speaking about carrying out and cleaning up after and hiding evidence from and tampering with witnesses. What more do you need? I mean, the only thing we're missing here is stapled money. I mean, it's all there in the phone call. So, all right. Want to hear about the other? Yeah. Is there another cold case out there that needs to be looked into that might be resolved here? Come on, no one staples money, says Greeners. Right. Tash says, I need more. Sorry, that's good. I love it. We're going to get some more. It's not done. Got tomorrow's testimony as well. Tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love, smile at someone to make their day just a little bit better, and please stay safe till we go live again at about, let's do 1:45. I haven't got a portal yet, which means all of you might be the winner in chat if you watch. Refresh the page a few times. I won't do a portal, but maybe I will. I'll do it right now. Schedule stream. What day is it? It's Wednesday, right? It is Wednesday. I'll do a portal. And we'll come back at 1:45. There we go. Live stream's up. All right. We'll be back. We're going to be doing some court hopping. We might talk a little bit about this case or some others that are happening in the world. Good stuff all around. Greeners was first. I don't know how he did it. I do not know how. I gave you all plenty of notice and Greeners won. All right. a great lunch. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Love y'all. Bye. Hey, Broken Baker, welcome. Reportedly